It's Thursday, October 9th. Celebrations among Israelis and Palestinians this morning after an agreement to the first phase of a U.S. brokered peace plan. Israel's government will meet today to discuss that deal.
Certainly, it could be another one of the levers that increases North American energy security, and so it certainly warrants exploring.
Prime Minister Mark Carney may be turning to reviving the Keystone pipeline as leverage for tariff relief from the U.S.
The job is 1-2 pitch. There it is! The Toronto Blue Jays have punched their ticket to the championship series.
They did it. The Jays beat the Yankees in 4 and are heading to the ALCS. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl Rummel.
And I'm Kayleen Swatsky. Good morning. We hope your day is off to a great start.
Before the show started, you said a 4-letter S word that nobody wants to hear, but a few people are going to say a different S word after hearing it.
Yes, some very light flurries on the way for the weekend.
It's not Halloween, right? If you don't have the costume and then have the jacket on over top.
It's very Canadian. You have to plan what your kid is going out in based on the forecast.
Yeah, is it going to be cute with a jacket over top?
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, let's get to your headlines for this part of the hour. Prime Minister Mark Carney and U.S. President Donald Trump talked about reviving the Keystone XL pipeline extension during their White House meeting.
Prime Minister, did you and Mr. Trump agree to revive the Keystone XL pipeline?
Very good discussions on a wide range of issues, and I look forward to talking to Parliament.
Sources tell CTV News the pipeline came up in talks over relief for Canada from steel and aluminum tariffs. The pipeline would move oil from Alberta into the U.S. It was scrapped by the Obama administration, brought back by President Trump during his first term, then scrapped again by former President Joe Biden. We asked our premier about the possibility yesterday.
That would really provide us with some tremendous opportunities to expand a number of industries, not just the oil and gas industry in Alberta and Saskatchewan, but open up some rail capacity for us in the potash industry, for us in the agricultural industry, as well as shrink the basis on every barrel of oil is there, which essentially is a $10 to $12 price increase for Western Canadian oil.
Mo says he feels Canada is well represented by Mark Carney in international trade relations, including through the Prime Minister's most recent meetings in Washington.
I have never been more bullish on the future of not just our province of Saskatchewan, but Canada, if we get the next 10 decisions right. And many of those are in the federal realm, and we really look to and will be trying our level best to advocate and advise the Prime Minister on what those decisions would be. But if we get them right, our economy in this nation really has a chance to expand to the degree that we haven't seen in generations past.
Mo says those decisions include the expansion of all Canadian industries. The Saskatchewan NDP claiming the Premier has flip-flopped on his position on tariffs toward electric vehicles from China. NDP MLA Elena Young says data from Statistics Canada shows Saskatchewan's trade with China is down 35% this year. She says the numbers are even worse when comparing August last year with August 2025, with trade down 76%. Young says that Canadian tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles are likely the cause of China's tariffs on Canadian canola, pork, and peas, which is causing the loss of Saskatchewan jobs, wealth, and mental health.
Whether or not there are tariffs on Chinese EVs is a federal issue, but the Premier of Saskatchewan should be standing up for Saskatchewan, and the Premier of Saskatchewan ought to be saying every single day to the Prime Minister of Canada that these tariffs need to be scrapped. They have a disproportionate impact on livelihoods in Saskatchewan.
It's actually the NDP that have flip-flopped. It's not that many months ago where they said you shouldn't be going on trade missions, criticized each and every trade mission we ever went on, campaigned on closing down our trade offices, including the one in China.
Premier Mo recently visited China on a trade mission in the hopes of easing trade tensions between the two countries. We are continuing to follow a high-profile court case in Saskatoon as we welcome back Jeremy Dodge. Jeremy.
Thank you, Daryl. Good morning. A Saskatoon woman who was in the same garage where a woman was killed 6 years ago took the witness stand yesterday, but provided very few details, claiming she didn't remember much. A 47-year-old Roderick Sutherland has pleaded not guilty to manslaughter, unlawful confinement, and offering an indignity to human remains. Court heard 30-year-old Megan Gallagher was killed inside Sutherland's garage. Cheyenne Pititus testified she was high and drunk at the time. On the stand, she was vague and tight-lipped, often repeating that she couldn't remember. But jurors saw a different side in her recorded police interview, where she told investigators Gallagher was tied to an office chair with zip ties and beaten inside the garage. 9 people have been charged in connection with Gallagher's death. Sutherland is the last to stand trial. Well, from nonprofits to advocates and residents, speaker after speaker in Saskatoon City Council chambers put their support behind a new affordable housing strategy Tuesday. Saskatoon's new 5-year plan to encourage more affordable housing builds and address housing needs has identified more than 84 action items needed to address housing based on research and interviews, finding population growth is outpacing new housing builds. As a result, rental markets are also seeing lower vacancy rates and rising rent, leading to more homelessness due to availability gaps.
Because of our inability to keep up and bail out the boat. So we have to change the story. The affordable housing strategy is not a solution for tomorrow. This is a solution for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 50 years from now.
Over the next decade, Saskatoon's population is expected to grow by nearly 89,000 people, with housing supply expected for roughly 61,000 people. That would leave about 28,000 residents without housing. All right, Daryl, Regina's City Council moving forward with a property tax exemption for nonprofit childcare centers in the city.
Jeremy, at Wednesday's meeting, Council unanimously approved extending its current bylaw, a 40% property tax exemption to nonprofit childcare centers owned or leased by the city. City Council also decided to raise its leisure fees from seasonal to hourly to groups who use the athletic fields and parks, including Mosaic Stadium and Leibel Field. Although various Regina recreation groups vocalized their disapproval, the city says the proposed fees schedule increase will bring in about $1.7 million in revenue over 3 years. That change will go into effect on the year 2027. The Jays are headed back to the ALCS for the first time in 9 years after beating the Yankees.
Lucas shoots one into center field. He's come through. Clement to score. Jimenez right behind him.
Lucas came up with a big hit, driving in the winning runs in the top of the 7th. The Jays bullpen combined to hold the powerful Yankees to just 2 runs. Jeff Hoffman struck out Cody Bellinger to seal the 5-2 win. Big day in the world of sports yesterday. NHL season started. That was on. What did your husband do yesterday? Like 8 TVs?
He was downstairs. I was solidly upstairs with our toddler. I said, you can stay down. Tuesdays are my night. You take the baby. You go elsewhere. I'm watching Dancing with the Stars.
Fair enough.
Yeah, last night it was all him watching sports.
What's going on in the forecast today? You said the S word.
I did say the S word in the 7-day forecast. For the next couple days, though, we have to enjoy them. Still seeing some very nice temperatures, still seeing a whole lot of sunshine in Saskatchewan. It's just as we move forward into the weekend, we see things start to go down. This morning view, though, looking rather dark. It's brought to you by recyclemyelectronics.ca, where you can find a drop-off location near you. Sitting at 4 degrees to start the day in Regina. Some northwest winds coming in at 19 kilometers per hour. And 1 degree to start the day in Saskatoon. Sunny in about an hour is what we're seeing, but clear conditions to wake us up this morning. The radar and satellite not showing a whole lot here today. We're talking about just a little bit of precipitation that made its way in yesterday. Really not a lot. As we look towards the north, the futurecast showing that we are starting the day with more clouds than what we are going to be seeing in the afternoon. Down towards the central and southern zones, though, we're not seeing really any cloud cover, any precipitation for the day today or into the day tomorrow. We're talking about that precipitation moving in on Saturday, and yes, yes, those purple spots on your screen, they indicate that snow is on the way for parts of the central zone there. Now, current temperatures showing that we're at 5 degrees in Buffalo Narrows, 2 degrees in Prince Albert to start the day, 4 degrees in Hudson Bay, and 3 degrees in Melfort. Not seeing too many of those negative temperatures on the screen, just Kindersley for the moment. We could see those temperatures fluctuating a bit, though, in the next few minutes, but sitting at -1 right now in Kindersley, 2 degrees in Assiniboia, and 3 degrees in Estevan. Later on this afternoon, we're seeing some temperatures down towards the south, reaching those high teens, but mainly throughout the central zone, we're seeing them in the mid-teens today. Yorkton up to 15 degrees, Saskatoon up to 14, Battleford's up to 15 degrees, and then down towards the south there, Weyburn up to 18 and Estevan up to 19 degrees. But all of these areas, again, expecting a lot of sunshine today, not too many clouds up in the sky. Tomorrow, we'll be seeing it get a little bit warmer for Regina, up to 18 degrees, 23 on Saturday, and then really dropping down on Sunday for those temperatures. You can see that on Saturday, though, we are saying that we're going to see that rain moving in overnight, continuing on into Sunday to impact us during the day there. And then, yes, we do have a chance of falling into those negatives overnight, which means that that could be turning to snow. In Saskatoon, though, we do have a higher chance of seeing some of that snow and mixed precipitation on Sunday. And again, only in Saskatchewan can we see a 22-degree day on Saturday and then dropping down to 3 degrees on Sunday with that mixed precipitation on the way.
Six-year-old Oliver is an active boy, and his parents hope he'll stay that way for a long time.
So, yeah, skiing, biking, fishing.
It's all thanks to a new drug, Agamree or vamorolone, just approved in Canada for boys with Duchenne muscular dystrophy.
The difficulty in Duchenne muscular dystrophy revolves around a protein called dystrophin, and that protein is either missing or not working well based on a problem in the gene.
The muscles break down and inflammation leads to the formation of scar tissue.
Vamorolone helps to reduce that muscle inflammation, thereby, kind of preventing some of the scar tissue formation and that ends up accompanying the muscle damage.
Dr. Craig Campbell says because this drug was specifically developed for Duchenne patients, it reduces the typical side effects associated with traditional steroid treatments, things like fragile bones, weight gain, and short stature.
He got on during the clinical trial, and he's doing so far really good. We see no side effects, and he's got good strength for now and good stamina.
There are drugs that are available for boys with Duchenne. They're available in the United States, the United Kingdom, the European Union, but they were not available in Canada.
John Davidson, who toured Canada in support of his son Jesse as he battled Duchenne muscular dystrophy, says Defeat Duchenne Canada played a key role in funding research on vamorolone. Jesse died in 2009 at the age of 29.
I think Jesse would probably smile and say, well, it's about time.
Vamorolone is only approved for patients up to a certain weight, but Oliver's family hopes by the time he reaches that, new medications will be available. Pauline Chan, CTV News.
Health Report, brought to you in part by Saskatchewan Blue Cross, protecting your health since 1946.
Well, in case you missed it, an event coming to Winnipeg this weekend is a massive celebration of the feline variety.
We'll have our feline-centric market, so all of our vendors are going to have cat-themed items, either for their cats or cat-themed merch for themselves or their home. Our rescues are going to be there. We'll have 7 rescues. They'll all have cats available for adoption.
Looks like I'm making a trip to Winnipeg. Cat furniture, treats, and feline fashion will be on display at the Meow Mania Expo. There's a kids' corner, photo booth, and proceeds from a raffle will go to local rescue shelters. Organizers say many Winnipeg events are geared towards dogs, and it's time to get the cats a moment in the spotlight. I can get behind that.
Look at that cat stroller. You don't
Another reason to avoid Winnipeg.
Another reason.
No, you shouldn't be hating on cats, Jeremy.
I'm kidding, of course.
Question of the day today.
Yeah, so this one actually stemmed from producer Nathan and I having a conversation in the newsroom this morning. We were just saying it's Thursday. Thursday are good vibes. It's a good day of the week.
Okay.
So we're just asking, what's your favorite day of the week and why? And I'm sure we're going to get a lot of Fridays and Saturdays, but I think also it's interesting when we have people who say, like, oh, they love Tuesdays.
I don't know. I've always loved Thursday because weekend's almost here.
Yeah.
Well, Jeremy, what do you think?
Thursday's good. I mean, Saturday's the day for me for plenty of obvious reasons. I think that'll be a common choice.
Yep. Not Tuesday. Tuesday's the worst. Let us know what your favorite is. All you got to do is text your name and your answer to 10400. Standard message rates may apply, or scan the QR code on your screen. Kayleen says snow's on the way. We'll tell you when as we take a look over the fine city of Regina.
China is bringing out tougher restrictions on rare earth exports in the latest move in its trade war with the U.S. The minerals, vital to many industries, including semiconductors and the military, will now need an export license to leave the country. The two sides, meanwhile, are meeting at a summit in South Korea this month. Rare earth futures stocks are trading up this morning. Costco is up in pre-market trading with news the retail giant reported comparable sales growth that beat analysts' estimates for September. It was fueled in part by a rise in foot traffic and amounts spent per customer. September numbers are key data that may help ease concerns about broader retail weakness. And gold held near record highs, but there are concerns it may be vulnerable to pullbacks. One thing that could lead to a drop is President Trump's announcement that Israel and Hamas had agreed to terms to release all the hostages being held by the militant group in Gaza. Gold is up 50% for the year on geopolitical tensions like Gaza and global trade uncertainties. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
All right, we check in now with Mike Sion heading out on the go, and Mike is hitting the books this morning. Mike, what are you up to?
Oh, exactly as you say. We are on location here at the WDM for the Mammoth Book Sale in support of Canadian Federation of University Women. I'm here with Garlinda Sarkar, who is the Chief Operating Officer, I guess, of this particular book fair. Tell us, first and foremost, not about the books, but about the organization.
Okay, as we said, it's the Canadian Federation of University Women, or CFUW for short. We have been in existence for over 100 years, by the way, and we are associated with a national and international organization. And our main emphasis, or the mandate, is to empower women. So a variety of ways we bring forth resolutions and briefs and so forth, but our main concern here in Saskatoon is the empowerment of women through education. Now, education requires you go to school, to Saskatchewan Polytechnic, or to the universities, and for that we offer scholarships. And of course, we need the money to raise money in order to give out those scholarships. And so this is what this bookstore is all about.
And it brings it all back here, which is fantastic. So essentially, we've got gently used and some new books as well. People come on down, and you buy one, and you know that all the proceeds are going directly to scholarship funds, right?
Correct, yeah. They all go to scholarship funds, and as we said, most books are only $3, which is really a steal, and maybe a few are maybe $4 or $5, but still very good deal as well. And yes, everything goes towards scholarships.
I love that. Now, yesterday you guys had a busy day. It's a 2-day event. It's the Mammoth Book Sale, and today is the last day.
Correct. We're going today from 9 o'clock until 7 o'clock, yes.
There you go. So doors will open here at 9. Don't come before then because we won't let you in. But you can line up and hopefully find some treasures. There are literally thousands of books here. Not only a great deal, but also for a great cause. We're going to go see what we can find.
All right, Mike. Mammoth indeed. Looking forward to seeing what treasure you uncover. We'll talk to you later on.
School day forecast is brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. If you're heading out to catch the bus in Regina, we're sitting at 4 degrees right now, a little bit cooler through the central zones. Saskatoon waking up to that 1 degree temperature right now. By lunchtime in Regina, we'll be at 13 degrees with that sun continuing to shine, winds going up ever so slightly up to about 35 kilometers per hour. Lunchtime in Saskatoon, looking like we'll be sitting at 11 degrees with winds just below Regina's wind speeds at 30 kilometers per hour. And by the end of the day, final bell sitting at our expected daytime high of 15 degrees in Regina and 14 degrees in Saskatoon. As we go to break, here's a look at those gas prices in Regina. The most common cost to fill up is $130.9. You can find regular fuel for as low as $119.9. And in Saskatoon, the common cost to fill up is $128.9, and you might find the lowest at $121.9. Taking a look at the farm markets now, the street price of canola at $555.42 per ton, and the futures price at $618 per ton. Amber Durham wheat at $274.93 per ton, and red spring wheat at $238.82 per ton this morning. And the Canadian dollar begins the day trading down at 71.67 cents US. Coming up on the show, why Fire Prevention Week is focusing on lithium-ion batteries. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Your Morning. Let's get to your headlines. Israel and Hamas have agreed to a first phase of U.S. President Donald Trump's peace plan, putting a pause on the 2-year war in Gaza. Families of Israeli hostages held in Gaza celebrated the news. So did Palestinians, who are hoping to bring a permanent end to the war. Under the agreement, Hamas will release all 20 living hostages over the next couple of days in exchange for Palestinian prisoners. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he will convene his government today to approve the deal. Once that happens, Israeli forces will begin withdrawing from the majority of Gaza to an agreed-upon boundary. Hamas would then have 72 hours to release hostages. Hamas says the deal would also allow for entry of aid into the region. The federal Liberals have now tabled a new border bill after the first was heavily criticized.
We felt that essentially putting forward a second bill that carves out the more contentious elements of Bill C-2 will enable us to get swifter passage of the bill.
The original bill was called C-2 and is known as the Strong Borders Act. It was just tabled in June. The government faced massive pushback from both the opposition parties and a group of more than 300 civil society organizations. It came after U.S. President Donald Trump accused Canada of poorly defending the shared border from drug smugglers. It was criticized for concerns over human rights and privacy. This new bill is mostly the same as the first one, but with the most contentious elements removed. Public Safety Minister says he expects the new bill to garner broader support in Parliament. The union representing Canada Post workers is now taking aim at Purolator. Canada Post says 91%, they own 91% of Purolator, and according to the Canadian Union of Postal Workers, the Crown Corporation has already been pushing business its way. The union saying when postal workers were bargaining for fair wages and better working conditions, Purolator was offering small business customers steep discounts. Meanwhile, Federal Jobs Minister Patty Hajdu is urging the union to respond to the Crown Corporation's latest offers, saying the two parties have a responsibility to find a way through the impasse. Yorkton RCMP are investigating a suspicious death in the city after a body was found, this one just after 3 o'clock Tuesday afternoon. Officers called to a residence on the 100 block of Victoria Avenue where a dead man was found. The Major Crimes Unit is now asking residents on the block to check their security cameras for anything suspicious between noon on October 5th to noon on October 7th. Anyone with information is asked to call RCMP or Crime Stoppers. Prince Albert Police asking you for information, if you have it, on a man who's been missing for 11 years. Timothy Charlotte was last seen at dusk on October 8th, 2014 on the train bridge overlooking the North Saskatchewan River. He was 27 years old at the time, at about 6'4", 190 pounds when he was last seen. Now, over the years, says his family has been asking for help solving his disappearance, but he has yet to be found. If anyone knows anything that happened to him, call police or Crime Stoppers. The Premier spoke in Moose Jaw Wednesday following a meeting with the city's mayor and Downtown Association on the government's plans to move an emergency shelter out of the downtown. The decision apparently coming as somewhat of a surprise to the city officials. Here's what the mayor had to say about where the shelter would go.
That's a very good question. This was just brought up to me this morning, so talks will begin.
We're just finding out this today as well, but I think there's been there's a lot of passionate business owners that are worried about their livelihood, and we're trying to come up with ways to be compassionate.
According to the province, the decision coming based on feedback from concerned business owners near the Willow Lodge, a co-ed emergency shelter for adults in Moose Jaw's downtown, operated by the John Howard Society.
So the request of the city is really to work together with the Ministry of Social Services to identify a location that the city feels is appropriate, that isn't negatively impacting the downtown businesses and the surrounding residents in the area who have very much expressed concern.
Most says relocation does not mean a reduction in services. Discussions between the city and the ministry on a new spot will begin in the weeks ahead. A number of Saskatchewan-based organizations are advocating for a former cannabis growery to be converted into an AI data center. This empty space is being described as a perfect base for an AI facility due to its security and climate control. An open house was hosted Wednesday by a number of organizations, including the Greater Saskatoon Chamber of Commerce and Artificial Intelligence Saskatchewan, intended to bring on investors for the project.
We want to bring people together today to learn about AI, talk about the potential for AI in Saskatchewan, and look at how do we grow this sector in the province and really become a focus of AI development in Canada here in Saskatchewan.
Wednesday marked the grand opening of a brand new elementary school in Moose Jaw. This is the city's first joint-use elementary school, which is the new home to Coteau Hills Elementary and Our Lady of Hope Catholic. The school was built at a cost of $68.2 million and can accommodate up to 1,100 students from pre-K to grade 8.
Kids feel very comfortable in the spaces, and if you take a look at our halls and you take a look how the classrooms kind of flow into the open areas, it provides really an opportunity for kids to interact and collaborate together. Also in terms of our instructional aids and the way the rooms are set out, kids will be working together, sharing ideas, and they're going to be developing those 21st century learning strategies to help them be successful in the future.
The new facility includes a multi-purpose room, cultural room, shared kitchen, lab, and a child care center for 51 children. A player just back from NHL training camp had an immediate impact for the Prince Albert Raiders last night.
Rudolph, left side, juice bomb, scores! Justice Christensen, welcome back to PA!
Justice Christensen had a pair of goals in his first game back from Detroit Red Wings camp to help the Raiders to a 6-0 win over the Vancouver Giants last night. His goals were part of a 4-goal second period. The Raiders have yet to lose in regulation and are tied for top spot in the entire league. Let's get over to Kayleen Sawatsky, where she can be the bearer of bad news. Kayleen, good morning.
Thank you, Daryl. I will happily say this because, hey, we have to go through the 4 seasons, right? Snow is in the 7-day forecast. It's not a whole lot, so don't get too worried yet. Just during those overnight hours where we could be seeing some very light mixed precipitation. Yes, that could mean the S word, snow. 4 degrees to wake us up in Regina right now, though. The sun not fully up yet, though, and we're seeing some pretty clear conditions to start the day, and we're not really going to be seeing too many clouds making their way in throughout the afternoon either. It's going to be very sunny this afternoon all across the province. 1 degree to wake us up in Saskatoon. Winds not too strong right now. Could be seeing them gust up to about 35 kilometers per hour at different points in the afternoon for both Regina and Saskatoon. Futurecast not showing a whole lot. We mentioned that we have some precipitation on the way, but not really until later on the weekend. We're going to be seeing a lot of sunshine tomorrow, a lot of sunshine into the beginning parts of Saturday, and then it's later into the late afternoon and evening hours on Saturday that we do start to see some of that mixed precipitation making its way in from Alberta. Current temperature temperatures now. We're seeing 2 degrees in Spiritwood, 2 degrees to wake us up in Prince Albert, and 5 degrees waking us up in South End. Down towards the south, we're still seeing just one place into those negatives, still -1 in Kindersley. Other than that, we're seeing everywhere really into those positive temperatures already. 4 degrees in Regina, 3 degrees in Estevan, 2 degrees in Assiniboia, and 6 degrees in Estevan. Now, your 3-day forecast looking wonderful with those temperatures, keeping in mind that the average for this time of year in Regina and Saskatoon is about 13 degrees. So today will be above the average, tomorrow and Saturday. 23 degrees on Saturday. It's really Sunday that we start to see those temperatures go down in both cities. 14 degrees today in Saskatoon, 19 degrees on Friday, and 22 degrees on Saturday. Again, Sunday we're seeing that dramatic shift. And Sunday afternoon we could be seeing some of that mixed precipitation during the day for Saskatoon. Your turkey forecast, because we know that Thanksgiving is coming up. So this is for Monday, 6 a.m. at -1 in Regina, 0 degrees at 9 a.m. and 1 degree by 12 p.m. That high for Monday, a very cool 2 degrees. In Saskatoon, we'll be at 3 degrees as our high, but starting the day at 0 degrees until about 9-10 a.m., getting up to 1 degree by noon, and then that daytime high at 3 p.m. of 3 degrees. Your morning just got a whole lot richer. We're giving away a staggering $20,000, and it's time for today's code word. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is relax. Head to the contest page on our website or scan the QR code on your screen. Enter that code word along with your information for your chance to win CTV Your Morning Saskatchewan's $20,000 giveaway.
Waglin inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Wednesday. And for it, we are taking you to the Bronx. Jays Yankees Game 4, Dalton Varsho pops one up down the left field line. Cody Bellinger has got a beat on it, and he goes all the way across. The sliding grab, an amazing catch from Bellinger, and it was landing in fair territory too. That saved at least one run. Didn't help them in the series as the Jays would go on to win and clinch the divisional round, but it is your must-see moment from Wednesday. And tonight on TSN, we got a little Thursday night football for you. We have the Eagles and Giants in action. Pregame for that one gets underway at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's all for now from Sports Center. Have a great day.
Well, let's join Janelle Lippi, who's down at the Royal Saskatchewan Museum this morning, checking out some beautiful exhibits, I assume.
That's right, Daryl. We've got some new exhibits, in fact, to check out here this morning. And I've got John Snell with me to walk us through some of this fun. John, thank you for being here so early in the morning.
No problem.
We are at a very exciting location because this is a very new exhibit for you guys. So let's talk about it.
Well, Janelle, this is kind of exciting. This is actually one of our original exhibits when we opened the Indigenous Gallery back in 1992, but we've revamped it and made it just look beautiful. I was just saying, Betta, our designer, did an awesome job of making it look great. John Ronaldson made these incredible mounts. It took us about 9 months to put it all together, but now it's together. It's looking awesome.
It looks amazing. You toured us through it a little bit. There's different eras here in this exhibit, so walk us through those a bit.
So what we're looking at, we've divided it up into 3 areas. So there's the pre-contact area, then there's the original contact with the traders, and then there's contact with the after treaties have been signed. So we have these mini dioramas, and if you look at them, they're incredible. The amount of detail that's in these mini dioramas, they look like real people. I always tell kids to make a little telescope with their hands and look at them, and it looks like they're alive. It looks like they're going to move.
They are amazing. Just a great exhibit here with tons and tons of detail. So this was actually launched on Orange Shirt Day.
Orange Shirt Day, September 30th. We managed to get it open for that time, and we were really excited. It was one of our many activities activities we had on Orange Shirt Day, and we always have lots of activities going on for people coming down. So Thanksgiving's coming up. There's 3 days with the family. You should come out.
Amazing. All right, John, and before we wrap things up, what floor is this exhibit located on?
This is in the Indigenous Gallery, so it's in the bottom or lower floor. It's towards the end of the exhibit, but we have lots of stuff going on in the Indigenous Gallery. Lots of fun things to look at.
Great. Well, John, thank you so much, and you and I are going to be back very soon. We're going to walk around a little bit, see some other fun stuff, and we will show you.
And welcome to another edition of X's and O's with Wes Cates. The Saskatchewan Roughriders can clinch first in the West and get that bye to host a Western final with a victory this week over Toronto. Or if Calgary loses in Hamilton, chances there. They've got a record right now of 11-4, Wes, and yet all I can think about and all I'm hearing is a lot of concerns with this team despite their 11-4 record. And you do have some concerns, whether it's the kicking game or even just an offense that just doesn't seem to put teams away.
Yeah, I mean, Lee, really, Calgary, and obviously the Riders and Calgary are struggling right now. I mean, two teams that look like they were running away with it, and now they can barely get wins. I mean, obviously, the Riders went and got a good away win, albeit against the worst team in the league in Ottawa. But you look at what's going on with Calgary, I'm sure they're going to lose one. So you can say we're going to lock up first place. But at the end of the day, we went into Ottawa, and you barely squeaked out of there with a 7-point win. You won the turnover battle. Got a couple of short opportunities to score, didn't really capitalize on them. And then it took some big plays from guys like Dante Myers to actually get those points that you needed to have the victory. And then a big play from AJ to keep Ottawa from scoring on the defensive score. So you take those things into consideration. You look at some of the numbers. You know, Trevor Harris still had a big game throwing the ball, 350-plus yards, I think, or 340, something like that. And you're not too worried. But if you look at all the things, if you put the whole game together, it just wasn't a clean game, and it just wasn't a convincing win for a team with a record like this. So I think they really have to continue to look in the mirror and continue to find ways to get better, because this isn't good enough. And then I didn't even talk about the kicking game. Lowther gets sit down. Campbell Fair, 2 missed extra points. I mean, so basically we have no kicking game, no short kicking game right now anyway.
Yeah, the American, will see what he can do. Michael Hughes, if they play him, they could go to the Canadians, but man, it is messy. And we've seen teams that go to the playoffs and lose on kicks. So that's something that the Riders got to figure out quickly. You did mention the play by AJ Ouellette. Let's touch a little bit on that, because the effort was amazing to catch up and stop that touchdown. Do you have any instances where you saw that?
Yeah,
you did that?
You know what's funny is I did, and for me it was kind of, I feel like AJ has already proven himself to his teammates and is a leader. But when I was in my first year with the Riders in 2007, we were in BC. Obviously, BC was kind of the top of the league at the time, and we went into BC and got a big win. But they had a punt returner. I can't think of his name. But anyway, he was returning a punt up the opposite sideline, and because I was new with the team, I was still playing some special teams from my special teams time as a rookie in Calgary, and I actually ran him down from the backside, got a tackle around the 15-20 yard line. Defense held him out, and we managed to go on and win that game. And I felt like that play solidified me with my teammates, my new teammates, as a guy who meant business and was really ready to put the work in for a championship. And it kind of was the catalyst to us having that confidence to go on and win in 2007. And I feel like these are like moments, these are plays. That play by AJ was the type of play that really might show some of the younger guys, or maybe the guys that haven't been given their all. Well, if he's going to go out there and put a play like that on film and go make sure that Ottawa didn't score so that we can have a better chance to win, then maybe I need to step my game up. So kudos to AJ for making that type of play. I know he was just doing what came to him to do, but those are the type of plays that really catapult a team into everybody on the squad putting those effort plays on film every chance they get.
So they're going to play Toronto at home, obviously, in a lights-out game. Won't be Nick Arbuckle, won't be Chad Kelly. It's going to be Jared Dagey. Doesn't have a lot of experience. Had a bit of a rough ride against Hamilton when he filled in for Arbuckle. So all the cards are in line for the Riders to win this game. But will they play down to the opponent? We'll have to wait and see and take a look at that on another edition of X's and O's.
X's and O's, brought to you by Campion College at the University of Regina.
It's October 9th, and we have these milestones to share with you. Happy birthday wishes going out to Hannah. Today is her 21st birthday. Her family wrote in and said they can't wait to celebrate together, from Mom, Dad, Kai, and your first sisters, Clemson and Ocho. Also celebrating a birthday today is Vern. Happy birthday to you. Have a great day. With love from Ken, Lisa, and the girls. And Tyler is celebrating turning 50. Happy birthday to you. This shout out coming with love from Mom, Dad, and all of your family. And this is a fun one. We got this email to wish Larry Kreckelwich a happy 51st kidiversary. 51 years ago was his kidney transplant, and his family sent this picture with so much love, saying, quote, "We are so happy to reach every milestone with you." Thank you so much for sending in those milestones. They always put a smile on our face. We want to see yours. Scan that QR code on your screen right now. You can also email us at yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca. Make sure you send those in one day in advance.
Hey, it's Brandon. Morning. I'm down at the lovely Sandals South Coast. Thank you for joining me, listening to me every morning, and on here, watching us on TV, wherever you are. I know it's getting a little colder. If you want to come to Sandals South Coast, the Pure Country Passport code words are on air. You can stream us. Make sure you plug it in on our website. Do not text us, because that's a waste of a code word. So again, put it on purecountry927.ca. Pure Country Passports to Sandals Resorts, where I love Regina. I'm bringing Regina here. We want to bring Saskatchewan to Sandals. Again, play the passports, listen to it all week long, and put it on our website, purecountry927.ca.
It fills stadiums overseas. And it's only a matter of time before I'm staring at you from the cover of a Wheaties box.
Or a movie screen. A secret screening at the New York Film Festival turned out to be the world premiere of Marty Supreme. Star Timothy Chalamet and director Josh Safdie were on hand for the surprise. Marty Supreme opens in theaters December 25th.
I can't believe I'm about to say this, but we're going to Jersey.
The heroes in a half shell make a shocking discovery in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Chrome Alone 2 Lost in New Jersey. The new short film is set to play in front of the SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants when it debuts in theaters December 19th. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
I can't believe...
Well, after some sleepless nights, this grandfather wants to teach his grandson a lesson. Take a look.
Right, firstly, we're going to start off with you, Alton. Your sleep was nothing short. Bad. 0 out of 10 for last night.
He scored their sleep. Unfortunately for Autumn and Ari, they both got a 0 out of 10 on their sleep score. Pleading to consider their parents and grandparents, he hopes that maybe they'll get up to at least a 5, maybe a 6 out of 10.
What would your kids have gotten?
PowerPoint.
Mateo a 10. He did well last night, and Ari, I think, woke up once, so I gave her like an 8.
Okay,
Given that she's cutting molars and stuff, I think.
Yeah, no, that's not bad.
Doing okay. What about you? Like,
I would give
solid
Sadie.
6?
No, I would give her like a 7.5. Yeah.
It's an improvement.
Did pretty good. Yeah.
At least we don't have quadruplets.
Yeah. So these quadruplets, they have different personalities, let's say. So we all know who the funny one is in the family. These 4 just started playing together, can't stop laughing at their silly sister who pretends to fall for fun. Isn't that so cute?
So I'm glad they entertain themselves, Jeremy, because wow.
Yeah, 4 kids at the same time.
That's a bit.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That mom is a superhero.
Yeah.
Fill up your coffee. We got your forecast, which includes some SNOW right after this. It's Thursday, October 9th. Celebration and relief as Israel and Hamas agree to the first phase of a Gaza peace plan.
Certainly, it could be another one of the levers that increases North American energy security, and so it certainly warrants exploring.
Prime Minister Mark Carney may be turning to reviving the Keystone XL pipeline as leverage for tariff relief from the U.S.
Raiders out again. Evan Smith walking out front. In front, they score! Raiders are on the board!
Prince Albert Raiders off to a red-hot start. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl Rummel.
And I'm Kayleen Swatsky. We hope your day is off to a great start.
You said you gave your daughter a bad sleep score.
I did. I gave her a lower sleep score, but then my husband texted me that she's just waking up right now. That's almost the longest that she's ever slept in. So I have to up her score.
7:01. Sadie, you deserve better.
Good morning, Sadie.
Right? Gets your news update. Prime Minister Mark Carney and U.S. President Donald Trump talked about reviving the Keystone XL pipeline extension during their White House meeting.
Prime Minister, did you and Mr. Trump agree to revive the Keystone XL pipeline?
Very good discussions on a wide range of issues, and I look forward to talking to Parliament.
Sources tell CTV News the pipeline came up in talks over relief for Canada from steel and aluminum tariffs. The pipeline would move oil from Alberta into the U.S. It was scrapped by the Obama administration, brought back by Trump, and then scrapped by former President Joe Biden. We asked our premier about the possibility yesterday.
That would really provide us with some tremendous opportunities to expand a number of industries, not just the oil and gas industry in Alberta and Saskatchewan, but open up some rail capacity for us in the potash industry, for us in the agricultural industry, as well as shrink the basis on every barrel of oil is there, which essentially is a $10 to $12 price increase for Western Canadian oil.
Mo says he feels Canada is well represented by Carney in international trade relations, including through the Prime Minister's most recent meetings in Washington.
No, I have never been more bullish on the future of not just our province of Saskatchewan, but Canada, if we get the next 10 decisions right. And many of those are in the federal realm, and we really look to and will be trying our level best to advocate and advise the Prime Minister on what those decisions would be. But if we get them right, our economy in this nation really has a chance to expand to the degree that we haven't seen in generations past.
Mo says those decisions include the expansion of all Canadian industries. The Saskatchewan NDP, meantime, claiming Premier Scott Moe has flip-flopped his position on tariffs towards electric vehicles from China. NDP MLA Elena Young says data from Statistics Canada shows Saskatchewan's trade with China is down 35% this year. She says the numbers are even worse when comparing August to August. That means trade would be down 76%. Young says the Canadian tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles are likely the cause of China's tariffs on Canadian canola, pork, and peas, which is causing the loss of Saskatchewan jobs, wealth, and mental health.
Whether or not there are tariffs on Chinese EVs is a federal issue, but the Premier of Saskatchewan should be standing up for Saskatchewan. And the Premier of Saskatchewan ought to be saying every single day to the Prime Minister of Canada that these tariffs need to be scrapped. They have a disproportionate impact on livelihoods in Saskatchewan.
It's actually the NDP that have flip-flopped. It's not that many months ago where they said you shouldn't be going on trade missions, criticized each and every trade mission we ever went on, campaigned on closing down our trade offices, including the one in China.
Premier Moe recently visited China on a trade mission in the hopes of easing tensions. We are continuing to follow a high-profile court case in Saskatoon. Jeremy Dodge, what happened yesterday?
Well, Daryl, a Saskatoon woman who was in the same garage where a Saskatoon woman was killed 6 years ago took the witness stand on Wednesday, but provided very few details, claiming she didn't remember much. 47-year-old Broderick Sutherland has pleaded not guilty to manslaughter, unlawful confinement, and offering an indignity to human remains. Court heard 30-year-old Megan Gallagher was killed inside Sutherland's garage. Cheyenne Pititus testified she was high and drunk at the time. On the stand, she was vague and tight-lipped, often repeating that she couldn't remember. But jurors saw a different side in her recorded police interview, where she told investigators Gallagher was tied to an office chair with zip ties and beaten inside the garage. 9 people have been charged in connection with Gallagher's death. Sutherland is the last to stand trial. From nonprofits to advocates and residents, speaker after speaker in Saskatoon City Council chambers put their support behind a new affordable housing strategy yesterday. Saskatoon's new 5-year plan to encourage more affordable housing builds and address housing needs has identified more than 84 action items needed to address housing based on research and interviews finding population growth is outpacing new housing builds. As a result, rental markets are also seeing lower vacancy rates and rising rent, leading to more homelessness due to availability gaps.
Because of our inability to keep up and bail out the boat. So we have to change the story. The affordable housing strategy is not a solution for tomorrow. This is a solution for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 50 years from now.
Over the next decade, Saskatoon's population is expected to grow by nearly 89,000 people, with housing supply expected for roughly 61,000. That would leave about 28,000 residents without a home. Daryl, a group of faculty members at the First Nations University of Canada say they have lost confidence in the university's leadership.
And the board of directors, Jeremy, they say they've seen a troubling exodus of university staff. Wayne Mantika with why.
A group of faculty at the First Nations University say they are feeling the impact of a deficit that they believe is nearing $2 million.
So what I'm seeing here is our university spinning in a downward spiral in a really bad way. We are financially unstable.
In a written statement, the group of faculty say they have lost confidence in the university's leadership and board of governors. They feel excluded from conversation about university matters.
As someone myself who has stood up and sent letters to the board, I'm marginalized as well now. So I know that it's happening. I've watched it and I've experienced it.
Those behind the statement have not identified themselves for fear of reprisal. It follows leak of a 2023 Deloitte report commissioned by a previous board that found evidence of budget overages and breach of some university policies. Alan Adam is a former board vice chair who says the investigation was prompted by a whistleblower.
Whistleblower laws come into effect that the person who did the whistleblowing had to be protected and that they were not to be fired. And we found out soon after that that person was fired as well too. So
Adams says he subsequently resigned his board position.
Now we just have to live with whatever the outcome is going to be, and hopefully they make good changes so that the university can be on good standing.
The provincial government is following the controversy.
But our Minister of Advanced Education will be certainly keeping abreast of that particular instance, but I think largely you're going to find that their funding arrangement is with the federal government.
The current board chair has been contacted for comment about the faculty concerns, but has yet to respond. However, in a previous statement, the board said it has full confidence in the university's leadership. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
They are just back from NHL training camp, had an immediate impact for the Prince Albert Raiders last night.
Rudolph, left side, juice bomb, scores! Justice Christensen, welcome back to PA!
Justice Christensen had a pair of goals in his first game back from Detroit Red Wings camp. They helped the Raiders win 6-0 over Vancouver last night. They've yet to lose in regulation.
To win it for Calgary. Backtairs score! And in the 8th round, the Flames complete the comeback from 3-0 down.
Watch that all day. Meanwhile, the Flames took the first Battle of Alberta of the season, coming back from a 3-0 deficit to beat the Oilers in a shootout, thanks to Nazem Kadri. Out west, the Canucks open their season at home against the Flames tonight. The Jets will host Dallas, and the Ottawa Senators take on Tampa. Let's get to the weather forecast, Kaylee. I got to show you a picture. Viv sent this in. The leaves, they are a-changin'.
And how beautiful is that? People say that they don't like autumn because the temperatures go down, but how can you not like autumn when the world changes color?
The morning view does not look like that this morning.
Well, we can see those different colors, but we're still seeing some very warm temperatures, at least for today, tomorrow, and into Saturday. It's Sunday where we see quite the dramatic shift for temperatures. And yes, we are going to be seeing some very light flurries in the province starting late in the afternoon on Saturday. I'll show you where on our Futurecast in just a moment. Let's talk about this morning view, though, that's brought to you by recyclemyelectronics.ca, where you can find a drop-off location near you. We're still sitting at 4 degrees in Regina, those northwest winds coming in at 13 kilometers per hour. And in Saskatoon, we are down this hour to 0 degrees, so a cool start to the day. Grab a jacket on your way out the door, but we are seeing some very clear conditions, so that's nice to see. Not really going to be seeing too much in terms of that cloud cover down towards the central or southern zones today. We did just see some clouds moving away from the northern part of the province. Again, we're not really seeing much moving into our Friday either, just some of those clouds up north. But today and tomorrow are going to be very sunny all across the province. It's Saturday afternoon that we start to see some rain and some of that mixed precipitation, yes, including some very light flurries moving into the central zone. Now, this is at about 8:45 p.m. on Saturday, so it's going to be a system that's impacting central and southern Saskatchewan overnight and into early Sunday morning. And then when we get into those positive temperatures on Sunday afternoon, still could be seeing some of that rain. Now, current temperatures, we're seeing Spiritwood at 2 degrees, Nipawin at 5 degrees. Just above that is South End at 6 degrees this morning. Battlefords have gone down, so sitting at -2 now, -1 in Kindersley, 1 degree in Swift Current, and Weyburn at 4 degrees, Estevan at 3 degrees. Later on this afternoon, with all of that sunshine on the way, we're seeing temperatures right around that average or slightly above. The average for Regina and Saskatoon this time of year is 13 degrees. So you can see that many places getting above that. Weyburn up to 18, Estevan up to 19. Not quite as warm up in Prince Albert, up to 14. The next 3 days, though, beautiful temperatures, even back into those 20-degree temperatures for many places on Saturday. For Regina, that means a high of 23 on Saturday, and then dropping down dramatically with that mixed precipitation on the way for Sunday. Next 3 days in Saskatoon, again, looking very beautiful. 22 degrees on Saturday, 3 degrees on Sunday. But we have to talk about Thanksgiving, right? So for Regina on Monday, we're seeing a very cool high of 2 degrees, mainly cloudy, some northwest winds coming in up to 25 kilometers per hour. Just above that will be Saskatoon on Thanksgiving Monday, 3 degrees. You'll definitely want to grab a jacket for those family photos outside. There's a whole lot of sunshine in our rural forecast today. Watrous up to 14 degrees, Wynyard up to 15 degrees as well. Just a little bit of cloud cover there, not too much. Outlook up to 17 today, down towards the southeast, and Cypress up to 16 degrees. Rockland 17 degrees, Pilot Butte 15, and Carlisle up to 18 degrees today. So a very nice day on the way. Let's take a look at Southie, where internet plans up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel. We're seeing that high of 15 degrees today. Sunny conditions all throughout the afternoon. Northwest winds could be gusting a little bit stronger, though, today, between 20 to 40 kilometers per hour.
All right, let's head back out on the go to Mike Siona, who is at a very big book sale. Mike, how big are we talking?
We're talking Mammoth, Jeremy. It's the Mammoth book sale, in fact, in support of the the Canadian Federation of University Women. And Jeremy, I got to tell you, we found this book. You never know what you're going to find in here. And it's called The Yankee Years After Last Night. We can put it back, can't we? Because the Yankees year is not this year. Maybe it'll be the Blue Jays year. But we are joined by Gerlinda Sarkar, who is all encompassed in all of these books. And we're talking about the power of books. You know, we talked a little bit about the organization earlier. Tell me about the power of books and all the fun stories inside them.
Yes, we really, I personally enjoy books, and of course many of us who work here enjoy books too. And books really are sort of the window into a new world for many things. It's very interesting for us and really sort of very, very refreshing to see, for example, a little kid coming there and saying, oh my goodness, I got this book, or something, and see his eyes light out, or somebody else coming in and saying, oh my gosh, I just looked for this book and here I found it, you know. And again, I even just watch you just walk through and you find this book or you find that book, and really on any topic that you would like to know something more about, you can find it. Yeah,
absolutely. Here, I mean, there's in excess of 10,000 books here left for sale. By the way, the sale runs until 7 o'clock tonight, right down here at the WDM. And don't bring them today, but in the coming weeks, you guys will start collecting again for next year?
Yes. So if you have them books that you have read and they're still in very good condition and so forth, you can bring them back, donate them back. We have a location on 8th Street, and we have set hours when you can do it. So the best thing to find out about where you can drop off books would be just to go to our website, which just Google CFUW Saskatoon, and the website comes up and all the details would be on there.
Incredible stuff. Yeah, I found a couple of others. Raising a Son, that's pretty impactful. And Jeremy, you're going to like this one. Organizing your workspace. Should I buy this one?
Thank goodness. Thank goodness, Mike. I look forward to seeing the outcome of that. We'll check in with you later on. China is bringing out tougher restrictions on rare earth exports in the latest move in its trade war with the U.S. The minerals, vital to many industries, including semiconductors and the military, will now need an export license to leave the country. The two sides, meanwhile, are meeting at a summit in South Korea this month. Rare earth futures stocks are trading up this morning. Costco is up in pre-market trading with news the retail giant reported comparable sales growth that beat analysts' estimates for September. It was fueled in part by a rise in foot traffic and amounts spent per customer. September numbers are key data that may help ease concerns about broader retail weakness. And gold held near record highs, but there are concerns it may be vulnerable to pullbacks. One thing that could lead to a drop is President Trump's announcement that Israel and Hamas had agreed to terms to release all the hostages being held by the militant group in Gaza. Gold is up 50% for the year on geopolitical tensions like Gaza and global trade uncertainties. Those are your morning business headlines. For BNN Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
Well, the Toronto Blue Jays are heading back to the ALCS for the first time in 9 years.
Lucas shoots one into center field. He's come through. Clement in to score. Jimenez right behind him.
A lot of nervous fans last night, but the Jays pulled it off. Ooh. My, oh, my. So now that they get a 5-2 win, they win the series 3-1. Are you jumping on the bandwagon?
I mean, I don't really watch baseball, but I heard my husband applauding from downstairs.
Oh, that's good. That's very nice. JD, what, do you have a baseball team? Is this...
Oh, yeah. No, I go full in on the Jays, especially when they make it this far. I don't watch the majors all season long, though, until playoff time. I can't get behind baseball until it actually really matters. And right now it certainly does. So I was watching last night. I can't wait.
Obviously the #1 trending story in all of Canada today. Question of the day.
Yeah, so we're asking you today, it's a fun one. What is your favorite day of the week and why?
So who loves what day?
Well, so I think everyone can relate to this one from Sherry. She says, favorite day of the week is payday.
Yeah, there we go. Good answer.
Yeah. We can just stop it here, right?
Good answer.
Yeah, good answer, Sherry. We had this one come in saying, I try to make every day my favorite day, but I'm also on maternity leave right now, so that helps. I don't know if that helps or hinders some days because maternity leave is hard. Our
associate producer Rita was in with her brand new six-week-old baby yesterday, and she said it's tough.
Yeah, are you okay? Are you sleeping? We also had another answer saying my favorite day of the week is Tuesday. It makes the week go by faster. Have a great day. And I read this answer and I said, Daryl's going to hate this one. Daryl hates Tuesdays.
Figured it's the furthest from the weekend.
And then we had Rebecca right in. Rebecca says, I love Sunday. A great day to get together with family after church. A beautiful tradition there. So send us a message. You can text us to 10400. Standard message rates may apply. You can also scan that QR code on your screen right now. Let us know, what is your favorite day of the week and why?
Okay.
Hello there, Kara Wagland inside the Sports Center Newsroom with your must-see moment from Wednesday. And for it, we are taking you to the Bronx. Jays Yankees Game 4, Dalton Varsho pops one up down the left field line. Cody Bellinger has got a beat on it. And he goes all the way across. The sliding grab, an amazing catch from Bellinger. And it was landing in fair territory, too. That saved at least one run. Didn't help them in the series as the Jays would go on to win and clinch the divisional round. But it is your must-see moment from Wednesday. And coming to now on TSN, we got a little Thursday night football for you. We have the Eagles and Giants in action. Pre-game for that one gets underway at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's all for now from Sports Center. Have a great day.
I'm a little superstitious. I always smell my marker before we do this, and it's not a smelly marker.
And I always have to say, it just smells like chemicals, just like yesterday, Daryl.
It's horrid, horrid scent. Today it is a thing. It's time for your morning mystery. Let's get to clue number one. This cheese can be made from milk of cows, sheep, or even goats. Clue number two. It has a type of fungus added to it called penicillium. And clue number three, popular varieties include Gorgonzola, Stilton, and Danish Blue. The type of cheese today we're looking for is not my marker color.
Oh, I know I'm getting this one wrong.
Oh, no, I just drew on my suit.
I said
Bill.
Stinky cheese.
Blue cheese. We got blue. The answer is, let's scroll forward, blue chease.
Yeah.
It's apparently Moldy Cheese Day. I think that's right. Like, look, to JD, we give him credit for that, right? Like, that's right.
I always just, I would call it stinky cheese. That's
Yeah, well, it is stinky. It's the one form of cheese I do not like. But, yeah, I think we can, that counts.
Oh, thank you.
You at home, let's all give her some love. This is today's morning mystery.
Studio consideration provided by Father's Furniture, specializing in quality Canadian-made furniture.
Time now for your school day forecast, brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol. If you're heading out to grab the bus in Regina, we're at 4 degrees cooler through Saskatoon this hour, though only at that 0 degree mark. We have gone down in the past few minutes. By lunchtime in Regina, 13 degrees, 15 degrees by final bell, and that is our expected daytime high. In Saskatoon at lunchtime, sitting at 11 degrees, some northwest winds coming in up to about 30 kilometers per hour, and 14 degrees is that afternoon high, and we'll be reaching that by about 3 p.m., so final bell. As we go to break, here's a look at those gas prices in Regina. The most common cost to fill up is $130.9. You can find regular fuel for as low as $119.9. And in Saskatoon, the common cost to fill up is $128.9. You can find the lowest for $121.9. Taking a look at those farm markets, the straight price of canola at $555.42 per ton, and the futures price at $618 per ton. Amber Durum wheat at $274.93 per ton, and red spring wheat at $238.82 per ton to start the day. And the Canadian dollar beginning the day trading down at 71.67 cents U.S. After the break, why the union representing Canada Post workers is now taking aim at Purolator as bargaining talks continue. Stay with us.
It's 7:30. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. Here are your headlines. Israel and Hamas have agreed to the first phase of a peace plan for Gaza. From Tel Aviv to the Gaza Strip, celebrations are underway across the region. The agreement paves the way for a pause in fighting and the release of the remaining hostages in exchange for Palestinian prisoners. All this coming just 2 days after the 2-year anniversary of the October 7th attack by Hamas. The peace plan was announced by the administration of the U.S. president. He says the release of hostages will likely take place next week. The federal Liberals have now tabled a new border bill after the first was heavily criticized.
We felt that essentially putting forward a second bill that carves out the more contentious elements of Bill C2 will enable us to get swifter passage of the bill.
The original bill was called C2, and it was known as the Strong Borders Act. It was tabled in June. The government faced massive pushback from the opposition parties and civil society organizations. It came after the U.S. president accused Canada of poorly defending the border from drug smugglers. It was criticized for concerns over human rights and privacy. This new bill is mostly the same, but with most of the contentious elements removed. Public Safety Minister says he expects the new bill to garner broader support in Parliament. The union representing Canada Post workers now taking aim at Purolator. If you didn't know this, Canada Post owns 91% of Purolator, and according to the Canadian Union of Postal Workers, the Crown Corporation has been pushing business its way. The union saying when postal workers were bargaining for fair wages and better working conditions, Purolator was offering small business customers steep discounts. Wednesday marked the official grand opening of a new elementary school in Moose Jaw. This is the city's first joint-use elementary school, which is now home to Coteau Hills Elementary and Our Lady of Hope Catholic School. The school costs about $68.2 million and can fit 1,100 students from pre-K to grade 8.
Kids feel very comfortable in the spaces, and if you take a look at our halls and you take a look how the classrooms kind of flow into the open areas, it provides really an opportunity for kids to interact and collaborate together. Also in terms of our instructional aids and the way the rooms are set out, kids will be working together, sharing ideas, and they're going to be developing those 21st century learning strategies to help them be successful in the future.
The new facility includes a multi-purpose cultural room, shared kitchen lab, and childcare spaces for about 51 kids. This is the first opportunity for community leaders in Prince Albert to participate in the Sanctum Care Group 36-hour challenge. The challenge called for participants to spend 36 hours living unhoused, some sleeping outside. You remember Saskatoon just did this. Participants were tasked with trying to access social and health services without having an address and then documenting their experience. The CEO of Boreal Healthcare Foundation says he was shocked to learn how long it takes to gain access.
The people that work at all the support services in our city are just remarkable. But going through the process, even if I did everything perfectly, I was looking at 6 to 8 weeks till I had income and housing. So that was pretty eye-opening.
Preparations already underway for next year's challenge. The revitalization of downtown Regina just got a big boost thanks to a major federal investment. Prairie Economic Development Canada has awarded $920,000 to the Regina Downtown Business Improvement District and its partners, which will all go towards the construction of the Gordon Block project. The land located next to Hill Center Tower 1 will be a hub to celebrating local businesses, art, and culture.
Being able to provide that link between the different food and beverage locations in the downtown, I think having unique places to go. We haven't really seen anything like this outdoor event space in Regina at this scale. We really want to engage the community because it really is a space for the community.
Construction will begin in the spring of next year with the grand opening sometime in 2026. As summer becomes a faint memory, Prince Albert National Park is beginning a fall project to fix an issue with the Waskesiu River. Now, crews will try to fix a problem that's been lingering since 2023. The riffle system, a stone weir system designed to regulate water levels on the lake, is not working properly. It's affecting the ecosystem in the area, mainly fish and plants due to water diverting through the trees. Now, the National Park says there's no correlation between low water levels and blue-green algae on the lake, but workers will try to redirect the flow and fix the damage to the surrounding area.
So you're probably getting a reduced amount of fish trying to that are able to get around it. It's not working the way it should, and that's why we have to restore it, because get it back working over the weirs, because then there's no restriction for the fish.
Despite closures this summer because of early wildfires and harmful algae, park officials encourage residents to visit one of Saskatchewan's only national parks this fall and winter. More than 600 Saskatoon public school students will be going home with cheer crates ahead of the Thanksgiving break. Volunteers from the Saskatoon Public Schools Foundation and 38 Combat Engineer Regiment came together at the Hugh Cairns Armory in Saskatoon to pack the crates with nutritious food, games, books, and fun for families. The Saskatoon Public Schools staff identify families that would benefit from the support.
The need has gone up. We've started doing a few hundred each time, and now we're well over 600 cheer crates every time we do it each year.
Campotex helps deliver potash all around the world, and feeding families starts right here at home, not just around the world. So it's important for us to give back in the communities that we work in.
More than 10,000 crates have been given out since the program began in 2020. I want to take a look at East Regina, Kayleen, a sunset from a backyard. And pretty soon those will be filled with, you said, SNOW.
Yeah, unfortunately this weekend, let's enjoy this kind of view while we still can. Sunday is the day that we're expecting to see temperatures dramatically going down. And yes, we could be seeing some of that very light snow making its way into the province over the weekend. For now, though, we are sitting at, well, who knows what, 4 degrees in Regina. Northwest winds sitting at 13 right now, kilometers per hour. We just have a few clouds to start the day, not too much, sitting at 0 degrees in Saskatoon. With that sun shining up in the sky to start the day. The radar and satellite not showing a whole lot. We didn't see a lot of precipitation yesterday. We're not really seeing a lot going forward into the rest of the day and into tomorrow. We do see those clouds up north, though. Those are going to be pushing off into the afternoon today. And then just showing a lot of sunshine on the way for today and tomorrow. It's Saturday afternoon that we start to see some of that precipitation making its way in from Alberta, impacting the north with that rain, and some of those central zones, as you could see, going to be getting some very light flurries overnight into Sunday morning. Now, Buffalo Narrows at 4 degrees to start the day, 2 degrees in Prince Albert, 5 degrees in Hudson Bay, 0 degrees to start the day in Saskatoon, 5 degrees in Yorkton, and 4 degrees in Weyburn. Today's forecast, though, showing that we have some places down towards the south, really getting into those high teens. A lot of other places into those mid-teens. So Prince Albert up to 14, Saskatoon up to 14 degrees, Yorkton up to 15, and Estevan up to 19 degrees. Your 7-day forecast, though, as I mentioned, so it's going to be warm for today, tomorrow, and Saturday. Only in Saskatchewan can you see days flip like this from Saturday at 23 degrees with that mix of sun and cloud, and then dropping down to 4 degrees with rain during that afternoon on Sunday. But then in the evening, we could be seeing some of that light snow. In Saskatoon, we could be seeing those flurries and those mixed precipitation earlier on in the afternoon on Sunday. But still today, tomorrow, and Saturday looking really beautiful. Saturday even up to 22 degrees with that mix of sun and cloud. And then on Sunday dropping down to 3 degrees with that mixed precipitation on the way. On Monday, a mix of sun and clouds sitting at 3 degrees for our Thanksgiving. 4 degrees on Tuesday with that mix of sun and cloud continuing on. And then we could be seeing some more rain making its way into Saskatoon on Wednesday as we reach that high of 5 degrees.
Wardrobe consideration by Colin O'Brien Man's Shop, defining contemporary style for over 20 years.
Regina Fire and Protective Services is marking Fire Prevention Week with this year's theme being Charge into Fire Safety, lithium-ion batteries in your home. To tell us more about this very important topic, we welcome in Regina's Fire Chief, Lane Jackson. Good morning.
Good morning.
So let's just start by talking about that theme. Why was that selected this year?
Well, what it is about safety with lithium-ion batteries in your home. They are a safe device, but we do encounter failures with them at certain times, and when they do burn, they burn intensely and quite fiercely.
So this is actually a personal topic for me. 2022, my house burned down because of a lithium-ion battery in an e-bike that my neighbor was charging. We see here on the screen the damage that this can cause if they are not handled properly. What is it that makes these batteries so dangerous if not handled properly?
Wow, and I'm sorry to see that loss that you had. So what it is a lot of the things that we can give some safety tips is always buy approved devices. So when I say approved, ones that have the listing or markings from a testing laboratory, CSA, ULC, those type, and it's usually right on the device itself or on the packaging material. So that's a first step. The next thing is charging them. So you always want to charge in a clean, flat, dry area, no matter what the device is. And the next thing is the batteries themselves. When you're disposing of them, you always want to safely dispose of them and take them to a center that does that type of work.
So people might not notice just how common these types of batteries are. What kind of products are we using in our everyday life where we see these?
Wow, yeah, they're everywhere. So they're in your cell phones, your tablets, your e-bikes, all kinds of devices, your rechargeable tools, those type of things. So they're quite prevalent. They're everywhere in your home usually.
Is it common that we're seeing these types of fires in Saskatchewan here?
You know what? They're relatively safe device. It's not when they do fail. Just like anything, there's defective ones, right? So sometimes they fail, or if they're used improperly, what we find sometimes is folks tinkering with them, trying to redesign them, fix them, repair them. They're quite a complicated device. They're small and they hold an immense amount of power within them. So you have to be very careful that you're not tinkering or doing things, because that's where we see a lot of the failures happen. We get about, to answer your question, we get about half a dozen in the last year or so we've had, and they usually cause a lot of damage in big fires.
Absolutely. All right, so to mark Fire Prevention Week, you are hosting some tours, Regina Fire and Preventive Services. So tell us how people can participate in those.
So we have an open house happening this Saturday from 1:30 to 3:30. It's at number 6 fire station in the northwest. It's at 303 Rink Avenue, and folks from the neighborhood all over the city are invited to come and explore the fire station. We have all kinds of little stations set up. So we have the smoke tunnel, we have the fire trucks, of course, call 911. We have a special table set up just for the lithium-ion batteries too, to show folks some of the fires we've had here, some of the failures that we've kept, like some of like we've got a pillow that has a little burn hole in it. So folks can come and explore that.
All right, thank you so much. Once again, that was Fire Chief Lane Jackson here with us this morning.
Here's what's happening in our community. The Club 66 Social Dance. It's a 50s and 60s theme this time. Happens Friday, October 10th at 7:30 p.m. over at the Regina Senior Citizen Center, 2134 Winnipeg Street. Call 306-529-6381. TNC Singles Club Social Dance happens Saturday, October 11th, 7:30 p.m. at Church of Our Lady, 566 Vaughan Street in Moose Jaw. For more information, call 306-630-1492. If you'd like your event featured here, email us, reginacommunity@bellmedia.ca.
Your morning just got a whole lot richer. We're giving away a staggering $20,000, and it's time for today's code word. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is relax. Head to the contest page on our website or scan the QR code on your screen. Enter that code word along with your information for your chance to win CTV Your Morning Saskatchewan's $20,000 giveaway.
All right, let's go over to Janelle Lipai at the Royal Saskatchewan Museum. Janelle?
All right, well, we have made it up to the Eco Zone area. And now, John, this has a lot of work put into it. So let's talk a little bit about that.
So one of the interesting things is when we put Scotty in, we took out a lot of the information about eco zones in Saskatchewan. So we had to come up with a way to replace that, because we're talking about the different areas of Saskatchewan. We work from north to south. So what we did was we hired a photographer, Mark Greshner, and he went to 4 different locations to actually photograph the 4 different eco zones in Saskatchewan. And we try to get really beautiful, iconic areas. The first one at the far end is Hunt Falls. So he had to take a plane up to PA, and then from PA he took another plane, and then he took a plane, not train, and then he had to hike into the Hunt Falls area to take this beautiful picture at the end. And these pictures are really high resolution. So what happened is he has his camera and a computer with it, and it takes a picture, it takes another picture, it takes another picture, takes another picture, and then it melds it all together. So we get these really high resolution, beautiful photographs.
Well, they are gorgeous, and I can tell how much work went into these. And so what are people taking away from this exhibit in particular?
Well, what we're really hoping to show is how diverse and beautiful Saskatchewan is. So we have the 4 eco zones, and then we have an area that talks about the 11 eco regions in Saskatchewan. And again, we have beautiful video that shows you what the eco regions look like. Sticks and Doodles did that beautiful map at the end of the gallery there that lights up and shows you the different eco regions. You can learn a lot from this area and just learn how beautiful Saskatchewan really is.
Amazing, John. Well, thank you so much for walking us through this. It really is gorgeous, and you and I are going to be back one more time here this morning. Don't worry, the fun is not over yet.
It's October 9th, and we have these milestones to share with you. Happy birthday wishes going out to Hannah. Today is her 21st birthday. Her family wrote in and said they can't wait to celebrate with her, from Mom, Dad, Kai, and your first sisters, Clemson and Ocho. Also celebrating a birthday today is Vern. Happy birthday to you. Have a great day, with love from Ken, Lisa, and the girls. And Tyler is celebrating turning 50. Happy birthday. This shout out coming with love from Mom, Dad, and all of your family. And this is a fun one. We got this email to wish Larry a happy 51st kidiversary. 51 years ago was his kidney transplant, and his family sent in this picture with so much love, saying, quote, "We are so happy to reach every milestone with you." Congratulations. If you have anything that you would like to celebrate, send us an email to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca. You can also scan that QR code on your screen, and please send those milestones in 1 day in advance.
It's Brandon down in Central South Coast with my buddy Matt from Bounce, Manitoba guy. Yeah. How you doing? Doing great. Okay, we've been here all week, and we just want to tell you, get those passport code words, because you could be playing water bag toss. We're playing for provinces here for pride. Saskatchewan versus Manitoba. Go. No look. Oh! Should have looked. Oh, no! Oh, no! Here's it. Yeah. That was a terrible throw. Oh, I lost. Sorry, Ma. Again, passport's coming up at 8 o'clock.
Parton easing fans' fears. In a new video posted to social media, Parton says she's okay. It comes after a post from her younger sister, Frida, asking fans to pray for the country music legend, which prompted some to worry about Dolly's health. She recently canceled her December residency in Las Vegas. A source close to the situation says Dolly's been dealing with kidney stones.
I did have to cancel some things so I could be closer to home, but I wanted you to know that I'm not dying.
George Clooney says Ocean's 14 is moving forward, telling E! News the movie, the follow-up to the Ocean's Caper series, will bring back much of the original cast, with filming expected to start next year. Saoirse Ronan will play Linda McCartney in the upcoming movies documenting the lives of the Beatles. The 4-time Oscar nominee will play alongside Paul Mescal, who plays Paul. The set of 4 films are expected to come out in 2028. Rush is adding more dates to their reunion tour. The band will now play shows in Los Angeles, Chicago, New York City, Toronto, Fort Worth, and Cleveland. It marks the first time founding members Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson have toured together in 11 years.
There's something wrong here.
And happy birthday to Tony Shalhoub. The Emmy-winning actor, best known for his TV role on Monk, is 72 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News.
Jenny, you can't help but notice that your step count you posted online went from like 25,000, 30,000 to 3. You didn't do a lot of stepping yesterday.
That's me. It was a recovery day, okay? I was exhausted and sore.
Rest is important.
You look happy, and you came from the happiest place on earth. And you can read this first one for us.
Oh, thank you so much. All right. They may be quadruplets, but they have very different personalities. Yeah. We know who the funny one is in this family, right? These four just started playing together, and they're all laughing at the silly sis who keeps those pratfalls. I think if you start getting laughs at a young age, you're destined to at least try to be the funny one for life.
I hope so.
Yeah, that one's going to be the outgoing one.
Yep.
Yeah.
After some sleepless nights, this grandfather wants to teach his grandkids a lesson.
Right, firstly, we're going to start off with you, Alton. Your sleep is nothing short.
He rated their sleep scores, and young Autumn and Ari, they got zeros.
Ooh. Some days it's rough. Like that.
They're hoping like maybe the big brother got 5 out of 10. They're hoping maybe they can get the 2 younger ones up to that level at some point.
I don't know. Kids go through so many regressions that you just start to think that their sleep's getting better, and then all of a sudden they're like, joke's on you, I'm going to be up all night.
What's your sleep score? I think I'm at like a 6.
Oh, mine's bad.
Oh, fill up your coffee. We're back in a minute. It's Thursday, October 9th. All the happiness in the Middle East right now, optimism at least for Israelis and Palestinians, with Hamas and Israel agreeing to a peace plan.
It's a legacy. It's something that will go on for generations to come.
For the first time in Canada, doctors have performed a heart transplant using a heart that stopped beating before it was donated.
And you're going to get to see them play in at least one more series.
Roddy can barely hold back his tears as the Jays stars, his teammates celebrate a long-awaited playoff series win. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen Swatsky. We hope you're having a great start to the day, just like we are over here.
Yeah, we're having a great start. We're terrorizing up Boston. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of text breaks happening this morning and commercial breaks.
Well, we got to keep our optimism up and our smiles up because you're promising snow.
Yeah, 7-day forecast does have some light flurries in it, but it's okay. It probably won't stick around. Some positive temperatures during the day.
20 years, people always ask, have you ever done weather? No, that's why. That is right there. That's why. Let's do news. Prime Minister Mark Carney and U.S. President Donald Trump talked about reviving the Keystone XL pipeline extension during their recent White House meeting.
Prime Minister, did you and Mr. Trump agree to revive the Keystone XL pipeline?
Very good discussions on a wide range of issues, and I look forward to talking to Parliament.
The sources tell CTV News the pipeline did come up in talks over relief for steel and aluminum tariffs. The pipeline would move oil from Alberta into the U.S. It was scrapped by Obama, brought back by Trump, then scrapped again by Joe Biden. In the original proposal for the expansion, the new pipeline would have crossed a section through Alberta into southwestern Saskatchewan and into Montana. An existing Keystone pipeline already runs more directly through the province before turning south from Manitoba into the midwestern U.S. The expansion proposal was halted in 2021 by the Biden administration, and Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe says he's supportive of any efforts to revive it.
That would really provide us with some tremendous opportunities to expand a number of industries, not just the oil and gas industry in Alberta and Saskatchewan, but open up some rail capacity for us in the potash industry, for us in the agricultural industry, as well as shrink the basis on every barrel of oil is there, which essentially is a $10 to $12 price increase for Western Canadian oils.
Mo says he feels Canada is well represented by Mark Carney in international trade relations.
This is the tough negotiator that we hired. We have the best deal with the Americans. And the third thing that's true is we will get an even better deal.
As Ottawa tries to secure tariff relief, we are also learning that U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick has ruled out chances of an auto deal. Sources say Lutnick said the U.S. could keep buying parts from Canada, but that's about it. Lutnick is said to have made that comment during a summit in Toronto. An update from a trial in the death of Megan Gallagher. Jeremy Dodge is following this for us. What happened yesterday?
Daryl, a Saskatoon woman who was in the same garage where Megan Gallagher was killed 6 years ago, took the witness stand yesterday, but provided very few details, claiming she didn't remember much. 47-year-old Roderick Sutherland has pleaded not guilty to manslaughter, unlawful confinement, and offering an indignity to human remains. Court heard the 30-year-old Gallagher was killed inside Sutherland's garage. Cheyenne Petitus testified. She was high and drunk at the time. On the stand, she was vague and tight-lipped, often repeating that she couldn't remember. But jurors saw a different side in her recorded police interview, where she told investigators Gallagher was tied to an office chair with zip ties and beaten inside the garage. 9 people have been charged in connection with Gallagher's death. Sutherland is the last to stand trial. Arguments yesterday between the Crown and defense over the fate of a former Christian school director found guilty of 9 counts of assault with a weapon. The Crown wants jail time. The defense is requesting a conditional discharge. Stacey Hine has the details.
In July, a judge found 65-year-old John Oliva-Boken guilty of 9 counts of assault with a weapon. Court heard the incidents happened while he was a director at Christian Center Academy from 2003 to 2007. The school has since changed names twice, first to Legacy Christian Academy and recently to Valor Academy. During the trial, 9 former students testified that Oliva-Boken hit them with a wooden paddle. At his sentencing hearing, 5 victim impact statements were read in court, many detailing long-lasting emotional damage.
Because we were children and there was that power imbalance, there was never an opportunity for us to speak. So being able to give our victim impact statements, redacted as they were, was still powerful in, he was forced to listen to us in that moment.
The Crown is seeking 2 years less a day behind bars, followed by 3 years of probation. It's also recommending anger management and personal counseling as part of the conditions. Defense lawyer Ron Piche argues a jail sentence would be excessive, saying Oliva-Boken has no prior criminal record and has received several letters of support. He's asking for a conditional discharge, which, if granted, would mean Oliva-Boken avoids a criminal record if he meets court-ordered conditions.
He can tell anybody he has no criminal record, can apply for a passport, can apply for jobs. He's from Nigeria. He'd like to travel back home. So there's a lot at stake here.
Judge Lisa Watson has reserved her decision until November 20th. Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Well, Daryl, an announcement from Premier Mo in Moose Jaw causing a bit of a stir.
Yeah, that's right. Generally, when we go to these media conferences, everyone kind of knows what it is, right? But on Wednesday, in Moose Jaw, the Premier announced a shelter that would be built away from the downtown, something city officials just learned moments before. Mick Favel with why.
Premier Scott Moe and government officials met in Moose Jaw to discuss the homelessness situation in the city and ways to improve the issue, including a surprise initiative, the construction of a new John Howard Society shelter, which would put a roof over the heads of some of Moose Jaw's most vulnerable.
We must remember that, as we see people that unfortunately may be living without a home, there is a reason behind that, whether it be mental health, addictions, or something else. But they're somebody's brother, sister, somebody's often mother, father, and certainly somebody's child.
The announcement catches city officials and others off guard.
This was just
brought up to me this morning, so talks will begin.
We're just finding out this today as well, but I think there's been there's a lot of passionate business owners that are worried about their livelihood, and we're trying to come up with ways to be compassionate.
The John Howard Society has been operating Willow Lodge in downtown Moose Jaw for over a year. It's also news to them that they may be moving out of the area.
Our first question is, how will this affect clients? I think ultimately Moose Jaw does have a homelessness problem that needs to be dealt with, and we're not sure how moving the shelter away from downtown will make that easier for clients to access the programming. It'll likely actually make it more difficult, but ultimately we want to make sure that the clients have easy access to services.
According to the province, the decision was made on feedback from concerned business owners near the emergency shelter. In recent years, the city has seen a rising number of those dealing with homelessness. A number of groups have started to help solve the issue in a positive way.
This program is near and dear to my heart because I've now learned the struggles that all these people have gone through and how hard it is to actually get out of them unless you have somebody that's going to make you be accountable and strive for more.
A point-in-time count was conducted in Moose Jaw, which determined there were 76 people experiencing homelessness in the city, with the possibility of 150 total in 2024. Double the number than the year before. Premier Mull also adds that the relocation will not mean a reduction in services. Discussions between the city and ministry on potential new locations have now begun, with more dialogue expected in the weeks ahead. Mick Favel, CTV News, Regina.
Player just back from an NHL training camp had an immediate impact for the PA Raiders last night.
Rudolph, left side, juice bomb, scores! Justice Christensen, welcome back to PA!
Justice Christensen had a pair of goals in his first game back from Detroit Red Wings camp to help the Raiders to a 6-0 win over the Vancouver Giants last night. His goals were part of a 4-goal second period. The Raiders have yet to lose in regulation and are tied atop the WHL. We turn our attention to the weather picture, and Kathy sent this in. Kayleen said it was Steve's last day of harvest and he's heading home.
And look at that, just shows a sense of finality, right? With the sun going down.
A relief, I'm sure.
Oh, yes, absolutely. So another big thank you to our Saskatchewan producers. This Morning View is brought to you by RecycleMyElectronics.ca, where you can find a drop-off location near you. In Regina, we're at 4 degrees right now, so we haven't really been going anywhere in the past few hours. We've just been stuck at this 4-degree mark. Winds, though, have been going up and down a little bit. 11 kilometers per hour right now to start the day. 13 kilometers per hour in Saskatoon as we stay stuck at that 0-degree mark. It's going to be a nice day later on, though. The warm-up should be happening very soon. The future cast showing that we're just seeing some of those clouds up north pushing off by the late afternoon, though. And then as we make our way into those overnight hours, very clear conditions. And tomorrow also seeing a lot of sunshine, not a lot of cloud cover going to be impacting us tomorrow. It's actually Saturday where we start to see more of that precipitation moving in from Alberta. This is going to come with mixed precipitation, folks. So we could be seeing some of that rain farther up north, and then all that purple on your screen mainly impacting Alberta. So we're not getting it quite as bad as them for Saturday at least, but overnight on Saturday and into Sunday morning could be seeing some very light flurries. Current temperatures showing that Spiritwood is at that 4-degree mark. Nipawin at 5 degrees right now. Stony Rapids 7 degrees. Down towards the south, we're seeing not as many of those negative symbols that we saw earlier on. -1 for Battlefords. Kindersley just bumped up to 0 degrees. Swift Current now at 1 degree. Weyburn at 4 and Estevan at 5 degrees. Your 3-day forecast to finish off this week is looking really nice. So 15 degrees today, 18 on Friday, and 23 degrees on Saturday. It's actually Sunday where we see quite a dramatic shift in temperatures, and also seeing some of that rain in Regina and mixed precipitation for Saskatoon on Sunday. Now 14 degrees today for Saskatoon, 19 degrees tomorrow for our Friday, and 22 degrees on Saturday. But what we're all really looking forward to is this turkey forecast on Monday. 8 a.m. in Regina at -1, bumping up to 11 degrees or 0 degrees rather by about 11 a.m. 2 p.m. will be at 1 degree, and by 5 p.m. we'll be at that daytime high of 2 degrees. In Saskatoon, Saskatoon, more of the same. It's going to be a cool Thanksgiving, folks. 0 degrees at 8 a.m., 0 degrees by 11 a.m., still 1 degree by 2 p.m., and 3 degrees on Monday at 5 p.m. So if you're heading outside to take any of those Thanksgiving pictures with your family, enjoying that fall foliage, make sure to grab a jacket.
On this day in 2011, the new Winnipeg Jets made their regular season debut at the MTS Centre. October 9th, 1997, the Supreme Court of Canada ruled provinces must provide sign language interpreters for people with hearing impairments when they receive medical treatment. And on this day in 1867, the Canadian Medical Association was founded by 164 physicians in Quebec.
Paintings by Bob Ross are set to be auctioned to support public television stations. This auction is going to start next month with 3 paintings, and then other ones will follow. All profits will help public TV stations with licensing fees for popular programs that include the Best of The Joy of Painting with Bob Ross. Of course, Bob Ross Inc. President Joan Kowalski says the auction will continue Ross's legacy of supporting public television. Interesting thing about this is this will be the first time there is actually Bob Ross paintings out on the open market now. The Bob Ross collection now exists out there, and we may see them go for some pretty high prices down the road.
That is so cool. I would love to have an original Bob Ross.
It gives back to public broadcasting, which Trump has got some funding for. So that's a good thing as well. What is your favorite day of the week, and why is what we've asked in our question of the day, and we're seeing a lot of very common answers.
Yeah, well, I actually thought that Friday and Saturday, those answers were going to be more common. Surprisingly, we're seeing some more answers than that. Heather, though, sticking with the classic, saying my favorite day of the week is Friday, of course, because that's the day we head to the lake for the weekend. I want that life. I want the lake on the weekend life. Heather, invite me. We had Leanne from Nipawin writing in saying my favorite day of the week is Saturday, as I was born on a Saturday. Have a fabulous Thursday, everyone. Thanks, Leanne, for that nice piece of positivity today. Another answer saying every day of the week, it can be whatever day I want to be because I'm retired.
There you go.
Yes.
I like the other person that said payday.
Oh, yeah. No, I think we have that coming up here. Rebecca saying she loves Sunday because she gets to get together with family after church. It was Sherry saying my favorite day of the week is payday. So that's my favorite day of every 2 weeks, I suppose. Another answer saying I try to make every day our favorite day, but I'm also on maternity leave. So that helps out a little bit.
That's a lot of work.
I was going to say, as long as you sleep, maternity leave is fabulous. If you are on lack of sleep, I hope you get a nap today. Thank you so much for answering today's question of the day. We hope that you go out today and make today your favorite day of the week.
A Toronto hospital's performed Canada's first ever transplant by reviving a heart that had stopped beating from a donor who had died. Here is CTV's Heather Wright.
Nearly 1 million Canadians are living with heart failure, many waiting for a transplant that may never come.
Many of them never make it to actually get that good news, that phone call that we found a heart for you. So this will provide hope for them that there will be a heart.
That hope is care of a new procedure Dr. Syed Ali Reza Rabi performed in early September at Toronto General Hospital. A heart transplant from a donor whose heart had stopped beating. The first time this cutting-edge procedure has been performed in Canada.
The heart is warm, meaning that it's not cooled to protect it, and it is not getting oxygen or nutrients. So this is a vulnerable time for heart. So we have to take that heart out and through special techniques preserve it, bring it back, and put it in the person and hope that the heart starts beating.
Typically, heart donations come from people who are brain dead, but oxygen is still circulating in the body and their organs are still functioning. This procedure, first pioneered in Australia a decade ago, will open the pool of possible donors, and early data suggests the outcomes are similar.
And it looks like there is no difference between the outcome of the hearts of people who've received hearts from a traditional brain dead donor versus circulatory dead donor.
Right now, who is eligible for this procedure depends on where they live, as doctors don't want the donated heart to be outside of the body for more than an hour. But there is hope that as new technology becomes available, hearts will be able to travel anywhere in Canada, saving many more lives. Sandy.
Health Report, brought to you in part by Saskatchewan Blue Cross, protecting your health since 1946.
All right, let's head back out one final time to Mike Siona, who is feeling bookish this morning. Mike?
Well, there's literally something for everyone here at the Mammoth Book Sale, and I'm joined by Gurlinda Sarkar. As we are looking at now the exceptionally rare, I'm holding in my hand from the Chronicles of Canada series, The Dawn of Canadian History, published in 1914. And you guys have some tremendous stories of some of the older books too, right?
Yes, I have one in particular that we always drag out, and this was a couple of years ago. A particular bookseller who specializes in old books found one, and then later on told us she sold it for $8,000. Now, she had bought it for $2 at that time. Of course, she did give us some of that profit as well. But so you never know. I mean, those are really some rare books, but people need to know, what they're looking for and so on. But as we said, we have books really on everything.
That's right. There you go. Pictures worth 1,000 words, and some books are worth $8,000, which is a really cool story. And of course, you mentioned that she donated back some of the profits, and the profits is really what this is all about.
Correct.
Remind us again the scholarship opportunities and how many you guys funded last year from this book sale alone.
Yes, last year we gave out 21 scholarships, about 11 for undergraduate, 6 for graduate students, and 4 or 5 for the Saskatchewan Polytechnique. And it's really amazing to hear what these young women doing. If you are interested, of course, as I said, they were just now awarded. The next cycle will probably start in January. So if you're interested in applying, just go to our website, just Google CFUW Saskatoon. The website comes up, then go on the scholarships, and all the information about applications and when they are and so forth will be on that website.
There you go. Couldn't have said it any better. Get down here. The Mammoth Book Sale on until 7 p.m. tonight.
Well, with Thanksgiving just a few days away, you might be scrambling to grab some of those essentials for this weekend. Here now to share some creative ideas on how to keep Thanksgiving simple yet memorable is Denise Wild. Good morning. Welcome back to the program.
Morning and happy almost Thanksgiving, everyone.
Very excited. This is one of my favorites of the entire year. First things first, though, Denise, take us through how to set the tone this Thanksgiving.
Yes, let's start off by decorating our spaces, whether we're welcoming people into our homes or just setting the tone for ourselves. Let's bring in all of those beautiful, warm fall colors, all of those rich textures, and all of those beautiful fall objets. I'm decorating my fireplace here with a bunch of beautiful mantles. You can also elevate your harvest table. All of this stuff is from Walmart. They have all of your Thanksgiving essentials under one roof at low, affordable prices. Such beautiful pieces. I'm obsessed with these pumpkins. And then, like I said, you can elevate your harvest table. You can shop in store, and you can also shop online at walmart.ca. They have fast free delivery for qualifying orders over $35. And I subscribe to their delivery subscription. It is wonderful.
Well, now that space is ready, take us through a good mocktail to try.
Okay, this is a great drink that the entire family will enjoy. It's got a raw apple juice base, and then I've added some caramel syrup into it, topped it off with some ginger ale, some ice, sliced up some apples to put in there, and it's just such a great, fun, delicious drink. fun to make. The kids would even enjoy helping you make it. The whole family will love drinking it. And then here's a great hack for Thanksgiving hosting. Actually, this is good to have year round. It's the Compost Genie. It is a compost collection bin that makes cleanup easier. It is stainless steel. It's sleek. It's spacious. It has a hands-free foot pedal. Basically, you just put all your compost in the one spot. You just tie off the bag for your curbside collection, and then you can start fresh. And it has a little carbon filter and ventilation system, so you keep your odors at bay and reduce moisture too.
And we have to keep the kids busy while they're sipping on that mocktail. You have a fun hands-on craft idea.
Definitely. If you have a kids' table, you want to keep them busy with a fun craft. This is a little fall corn, great decoration too. So basically I've taken pipe cleaners. I put on a bunch of pony beads. My daughter was helping me. She did kind of the traditional fall colors of yellows, browns, and blacks, whereas I just did fun blues and pinks. Once you have all of your pipe cleaners loaded with the beads, then you just twist them together to make a little corn stalk. And this is a great craft and also good decoration.
Well, how cute is that? Thank you so much, Denise. That is all the time we have, unfortunately, but we appreciate you helping us set the tone for this Thanksgiving weekend.
Thanks, Kayleen. Bye, everyone.
Welcome back to Your Morning. It's just about 8:30. Here are some headlines for today. Israel and Hamas have agreed to the first phase of U.S. President Donald Trump's peace plan, putting a pause on the 2-year war in Gaza. Families of Israeli hostages held in Gaza celebrated the news. So did Palestinians who are hoping to bring a permanent end to the war. Under the agreement, Hamas will release all 20 living hostages over the next couple of days in exchange for Palestinian prisoners. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he will convene his government today to approve the deal. Once that happens, Israeli forces will begin withdrawing from the majority of Gaza to an agreed-upon boundary. Hamas would then have 72 hours to release hostages. Hamas says the deal would also allow for the entry of aid into the region. Conservative House Leader Andrew Scheer says getting the Keystone XL pipeline built wouldn't solve Canada's dependence on the U.S.
Getting Keystone XL built is one part of the problem, but a production cap preventing new oil and gas development here in Canada won't do us any good. It doesn't matter if you can build a pipeline and put it in the ground if you can't put anything through it. In addition, this pipeline does not truly solve Canada's sovereignty problem. Under the Liberals, Canada has become even more dependent on the U.S. And while this pipeline would provide benefits to Canada, it still means that we're selling our energy to the U.S.
Regina's City Council moving forward with a property tax exemption for nonprofit childcare centers. It comes as the city looks to balance its budget, meaning some recreation groups may have seen a fee increase. Sierra D'Souza Butts reports.
Nonprofit childcare centers in Regina are asking City Council to extend its tax exemption bylaw.
Childcare supports all of your city initiatives. We want families to move here, to live here, to be a part of your community, your events, to use the facilities that are being managed and built by the city.
Councillors passing a motion Wednesday to continue its 40% property tax exemption for nonprofit childcare centers owned or leased by the city for an additional 5 years.
The $5 charge will be a huge increase to cost for Regina Minor football.
Delegates also voicing their concern about the city's proposed fee schedules, which looks at raising its leisure fees from seasonal to hourly rates for athletic fields and parks, including Mosaic Stadium and Lyville Field.
We are probably the largest user of these fields, as tackle football is a practice sport. We usually have around 40 teams and use over 30 fields 2, 3, or 4 times per week.
The city says the change will bring in over $1.7 million in revenue over 3 years and help track what facilities are being utilized. A change will go into effect at the beginning of 2027.
I mean, it goes back to the ability to maintain the facilities, and there's a cost to that. So we need to make sure we have a model that accurately accounts for the cost to maintain our fields, our facilities, to make sure they're ready for use for all our residents that need them.
Council will also apply to the Provincial Disaster Assistance Program to support residents dealing with damages by flooding in mid-September. Sierra D'Souza Butts, CTV News, Regina.
Saskatoon's new housing strategy was unveiled in council chambers Wednesday. As Keenan Sorokon explains, those in support see affordable housing as an important piece of the city's impact.
The housing strategy before you is one important piece of a much larger puzzle.
The city's new affordable housing strategy, comprised of available data, hours of research, and nearly 100 interviews, is meant to chart a new path for housing affordability. And speaker after speaker highlighted the existing need for more housing in the community.
Because of our inability to keep up and bail out the boat. So we have to change the story.
Yeah, there is certain responsibilities from the provincial and federal government, but also, what's our responsibility as a municipal government? What's our responsibility as a city?
And the need is only expected to get worse, with population growth outpacing new builds. Saskatoon's population is projected to grow by nearly 89,000 people between 2022 and 2036. Existing and planned new builds will have a capacity to serve roughly 61,000 of those residents, leaving an estimated 28,000 without an adequate place to call home.
The housing gap projections are downright scary. Canada is building less affordable housing than it did in the 1970s, and the city has invested less in affordable housing in the last 3 years than it did 20 years ago. It's time we change that.
The Salvation Army also wants the city to not lose sight of shelter spaces to help fill more gaps in housing.
And we need to address that gap. And so that would be, according to the Sask housing contracts, a basic shelter, something that's dreadfully missing in Saskatoon.
Funding options ranging from $2.5 million to $8.6 million will now be sent to the annual budget deliberations in December. Keenan Sorokon, CTV News, Saskatoon.
As artificial intelligence becomes more common and widely used, the demand for AI data is on the rise, and one might soon be coming to Saskatoon. Hallie Mandrick reports.
This former cannabis growery in Saskatoon could potentially become a major hub for artificial intelligence.
I think Saskatchewan has a lot of strengths in terms of becoming a hub for data centers in Canada. Certainly we have, again, the talent, the AI research happening here. Obviously the cold weather helps with keeping these units cold, or can help.
An AI data center holds the computing technology that stores and processes information required for artificial intelligence. A number of organizations, including the Greater Saskatoon Chamber of Commerce and AI Saskatchewan, are advocating for the space to be converted into a large-scale data center. While AI tools may seem quick and simple for users accessing the technology with their smartphones, it actually takes a significant amount of space and energy.
It's probably the most challenging piece of the puzzle as this sector is getting built out. The energy demands in particular with training-based data centers, are significant.
This particular site was built to grow and study cannabis before it was legalized, meaning that the building is incredibly secure. And it has 36 climate-controlled rooms to potentially store the technology, which produces a lot of heat.
8-inch concrete walls throughout, 8-inch concrete ceiling, 16-inch concrete floors so that they wouldn't dig in. That was the big worry. With growing cannabis, it was all grown with halogen lights, which required massive amounts of power and massive amounts of cooling.
While a significant number of Canadian citizens, businesses, and institutions are using AI, Boyle says the majority of already existing data centers are located in the United States.
We need to manage the risk of having all of the data secured in another country. And we need to start thinking about how to onshore that data, and that is sovereign compute. So that if a geopolitical situation were to arise which would threaten our ability to access that data, we can mitigate that risk because it's onshored in our own country.
While this facility has the foundation to become an AI data center, it will remain empty until an investor comes along willing to oversee the retrofit and operation. Hallie Mandrick, CTV News, Saskatoon.
As part of Fire Safety Week, the Moose Jaw Fire Department opened up their hall for local schools in the area.
There you go. Turn it to the right now. Other way.
Southside Department to learn about firefighting equipment. 3 stations were created for you to try out, including a snake pit, wall bridge, and a tour of different types of engines.
Lots of kids are hands-on learners, which is the great thing about our job is most things are really tactical. So you can take it off the truck and look at it and simulate how it would work. So with all the different tools they wouldn't get to see day to day, they get to touch everything and go and sit in the seats and feel what the packs feel like on their backs. And they get to spray some water actually, which is one of the biggest parts that the kids love. And they really actually love just climbing into the trucks and seeing what it looks like when we're on the inside, because that's not something everyone gets to see.
The focus this year is on lithium-ion battery safety. We had an interview this morning, and you can check that out on our website to learn more. Disney parks, they're expected to increase the annual rate of prices. U.S. parks and travel spending habits are shifting. Prices differ based on the exact package and time of year you visit, but the most expensive single-day, single-park ticket will go up 5% at Florida's Disney World to $209 U.S. plus tax. In California, the price is up 9% to $224, but there have also been a number of discount offers rolled out. Travel industries industry insiders rather say that it's a sign Disney may have an unusually large number of rooms to fill. Toronto Blue Jays one step closer to the World Series.
And there it is. Clement will come in to score. Jimenez behind him. And it's a huge 2-run single for Nathan Lucas to give the Blue Jays a 3-run lead.
A huge 2-run single in the 7th put the Jays up by 3. They go on to win 5-2 and win the series 3-1. In the ALCS, Toronto will play the winner of Detroit and Seattle, which is going to a decisive Game 5 on Friday. Saskatchewan Roughriders getting set to take on the Toronto Argonauts this weekend.
Brown looks to his right, throws to his right, and that is taken away. Intercepted, and they're going to go back the other way with Brooks. He's going to take it to the 30. Nobody's going to catch him. This is a pick six the other way. Touch.
Injury has led to opportunity for players like Antoine Brooks Jr., who is capitalizing on this shot.
Honestly, it was just knowing the playbook and knowing what I need to do for all positions, even on special teams. I think that's just what it was, you know, just patiently waiting and then talking to my brothers and talking to my coaches and making sure I would succeed.
Kickoff is set for 7 o'clock on Friday night. We turn our attention to the Weather Center and Kayleen Sawatsky for one final look at the weather picture. Last hopper of flax for 2025 for Shane at Broadview Farms, or in Broadview, Saskatchewan. Beautiful, beautiful shot.
Yeah, one of those gorgeous times of year where we get all those harvest photos, and I'm a little sad to be seeing all those harvest photos wrapping up, but you still have time to send those in to us, Your Morning Saskatchewan at ctv.ca. We'd love to share them. Now let's take a look at this morning view. It's brought to you by recyclemyelectronics.ca, where you can find a drop-off location near you. In Regina, again, we don't know. 4 degrees. 4 degrees is where we're sitting. Northwest winds coming in at 11 kilometers per hour. We have 0 degrees still in Saskatoon. Waking up to a whole lot of sunshine. Some northwest winds coming in at 13 kilometers per hour. Now let's take a look at those wind gusts for the day. We are going to be seeing them increasing in those areas lighting up in yellow. So that's mainly in areas just east of Saskatoon, and then down through the Parkland region, seeing them increase up to about 40 kilometers per hour. In Saskatoon and Regina, we could be seeing them up to about 30, 35 kilometers per hour. With those winds, though, not really seeing a whole lot on the futurecast for today or tomorrow. It's actually Saturday afternoon that we start to see some of that mixed precipitation making its way in from Alberta, mainly impacting the north with the rain, but into overnight and into Sunday, we could be seeing some of that mixed precipitation throughout the central part of the province. Prince Albert, though, this afternoon up to about 14 degrees with that sunshine. Moose Jaw to about 17. Weyburn, just a couple clouds in the sky, up to 18 degrees, and Estevan up to 19 degrees this afternoon. So some beautiful highs on the way for today and into the first part of our weekend. So today in Regina up to 15, 18 tomorrow, and 23 degrees on Saturday. So a very beautiful Saturday afternoon. It's Sunday that really all across the province we're seeing that rather dramatic drop drop-off in temperatures. In Saskatoon, though, next few days also seeing a whole lot of sunshine. So 14 degrees today, 19 degrees on Friday, 22 degrees on Saturday. But what we're all looking forward to is our Thanksgiving forecast. On Monday, 2 degrees, so rather cool for this Thanksgiving. Mainly cloudy for Regina with some northwest winds coming in between 15 to 25 kilometers per hour. And in Saskatoon, just above that Regina temperature, the high that afternoon going to be about 3 degrees. A mix of sun and cloud all the way through the afternoon. That precipitation that we're seeing on Sunday should be fully pushing off by Monday for Thanksgiving. Northwest winds in Saskatoon could be coming in between 15 to 30 kilometers per hour. So again, if you're heading outside for those beautiful family photos this Thanksgiving, make sure you grab some sweaters, some jackets. It's going to be a cool one.
With the summer becoming more of a distant memory, Prince Albert National Park set to start a fall project which they hope will fix issues with the Waskesiu River. As Carla Shinkaruk found out, it's hoping the project will restore balance to the surrounding ecosystem.
This is a shore of the Waskesiu River in Prince Albert National Park. These rocks should have water flowing over them, but they're dry. That's because this stone weir system called a riffle started failing in 2023.
The riffles were being completely bypassed in 2024, primarily due to severe weather events and high water coming through the area and starting to erode the banks.
It's bypassed here into the forest. The summer of 2025 is now behind them. It was a problematic one due to the early wildfire season and pre-evacuation orders in the park, coupled with a fire entering the park, then one of the worst blue-green algae issues in the lake's history.
Something that we'll continue to be watching, and certainly climate change could be a part of this. As the climate naturally warms, water temperature will naturally warm. People could probably get used to seeing more in the future.
Officials aren't making a direct correlation between the low water levels and algae on the lake and what's happening on the river, though. Now, however, focus is turning to repair this river system to avoid further damage for plants and fish.
It's not working the way it should. That's why we have to restore it, get it back working over the weirs, because then there's no restriction for the fish.
That means reinforcing the river's shoreline, 60 meters of the banks in front and behind the bridge, extending 15 meters past the riffle, aimed at correcting the flow.
September, October, November window is the only time we're allowed to work in the river due to environmental considerations. That limits when we can do the work. We got everything, the design done and everything in place so that we could do the work this fall.
It's hoped visitors make up for any lost time this summer.
There's still time to get out to enjoy. In my personal opinion, as an enjoyer of the park, it's a much better time because all the pretty fall colors are out.
Tourist areas remain open throughout the fall and many even into the winter. Carla Shinkaruk, CTV News, Waskesiu.
As summer fades into the past, so does golf season. Regina's city courses are in their final 2 weeks of the season. City of Regina courses will close on October 14th. More than 135,000 rounds were played at city-run courses. Trails at the Tor Hill Golf Course will be used for cross-country skiing, skates, skiing, snowshoeing, and other winter activities. And the city of Saskatoon says its 3 courses, Holiday Park, Silverwood, and Wildwood, will close in stages over the next few weeks. Check the city's website for those exact dates. They'll all be completely closed October 26th. Of course, this is all weather depending.
Your morning just got a whole lot richer. We're giving away a staggering $20,000, and it's time for today's code word. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. The possibilities are endless. Today's code word is relax. Head to the contest page on our website or scan the QR code on your screen. Enter that code word along with your information for your chance to win CTV Your Morning Saskatchewan's $20,000 giveaway.
All right, once more, let's check in with Janella Pye at the Royal Saskatchewan Museum.
Well, this time around, we are learning a little something about animal communication. So, John, thank you for bringing us over here. Let's talk about this first display.
So these are relatively new displays. We just put them in this summer. And this one shows the different eco zones in Saskatchewan. We have the 4 eco zones, and we have soundscapes from the eco zones. So scientists have gone into the different eco zones of Saskatchewan and just put speakers there, and they can listen to the animals. It's really good to determine what birds live in that area. So we have a video that actually shows you listen to the sounds, and it'll actually tell you what you're listening to at that time. And you can see there's a lot of animals that overlap each other, but it's really interesting and fun.
That's very interesting. I'm curious, and I'm sure you are too. So let's take a listen here. I believe this is the the white-throated sparrow. Let's take it for a spin. Can you guys hear this? All right, so that is the sparrow, in case any of you were wondering. Now, John, let's move up this way, because this is sort of a guessing game ahead of us.
This one is really popular with families because it is a guessing game. You hear the sound of the animal. It says what animal is making this sound. You hear the sound, and then you have to guess which animal in Saskatchewan out of all these pictures is making this sound, and then it gives you the answer and a little video of what the animal looks like.
Well, this is adorable. I especially love the video. Okay, we are going to take you guys for a little test here. All right, camera operator Ashley, don't look at what that video is. Tell me what you all think is making this upcoming sound.
Is making this sound. That's an easy one.
I think we gave you guys an easy one. All right, well, let's take it for a spin. The gray wolf. Yeah. Amazing. Well, tons of fun to be had here over at the Royal Saskatchewan Museum. John, thank you for having us over today. We had so much fun with you.
Great. Thanks for coming, and everyone come. It's Thanksgiving weekend coming up, so great time to come to the museum.
That's right. All right, well, that wraps things up for us here this morning. We will see you back again tomorrow.
I wanted you to know that I'm not dying. This morning, Dolly Parton is setting the record straight in a way only she could. I know lately, everybody thinks that I am sicker than I am. Do I look sick to you? I'm working hard here. Anyway, I wanted to put everybody's mind at ease.
According to a source close to the situation, Dolly's been dealing with kidney stones, hard pebble-like materials that can cause urinary pain.
Nothing major, but I did have to cancel some things so I could be closer to home.
Concerns about Dolly's health intensified this week after the singer's younger sister Frida posted to Facebook asking fans to join her in praying for Dolly. But she later clarified, saying, "I didn't mean to scare anyone or make it sound so serious. She's been a little under the weather. It was nothing more than a little sister asking for prayers for her big sister." The Grammy-winning performer says her health started to take a turn earlier this year after the passing of her husband of nearly 60 years.
When he passed, I didn't take care of myself.
The 79-year-old promising fans she's got no plans to quit.
I'm not ready to die yet. I don't think God is through with me, and I ain't done working. So I love you for caring, and keep praying for me.
Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
Now to the rescue mission to find a footloose cat named Francine. Sam Champion has this story.
She's been here 9 years. She is one of our top employees.
Wayne Snyder isn't kidding around. According to employees, Francine is a feline employee of the month at this Richmond, Virginia Lowe's.
When you come here, you look for her.
She went missing mid-September. Finding her became a top priority. The community-ran Instagram Where's Francine, dedicated to her search, attracting over 30,000 followers and lots of speculation on her disappearance.
That's a great question. I've been wondering that myself.
And the social campaign for Our Cat's return literally went viral.
The community got involved when they found out because we really didn't know at first, where she was. We thought maybe she was hiding.
Turns out, after checking the store's cameras, Francine had wandered into the back of a delivery truck and was on a journey roughly 85 miles away to a distribution center in North Carolina.
I was pretty confident that we would find Francine. It was just going to be a matter of time. It was kind of going to be on her terms.
After more than 2 weeks searching, use of thermal drones, setting up several humane traps, and scouring over 246 cameras, Francine was found.
We were so elated. I mean, we were just, like almost a miracle.
As you can imagine, her long-awaited return left everyone feline good.
Yeah, we're glad to have her home.
Listen, cats are taking over everywhere. They're employees, they're mayors of small towns.
Yeah.
Honorary mayors of small towns.
That's because cats are the best. I know there's a lot of dog people that are watching that are going to come for me right now, but I'm a cat person.
That was perfect ending. Let's get to your sidebar. Now that the school year is well underway, most kids are probably not too happy to go to school, but these guys sure are.
Floating around in ecstasy, so don't stop me now. Don't stop me, 'cause I'm having.
Oh, it's the perfect way to follow up a cat story. This is beautiful. This is a doggy daycare. They just pick them up every day and have some fun.
Oh,
I
okay.
love it.
Even as a cat person, that's really cute.
The little bus, they're all excited to see their friends. Oh, he's shaking his little rump.
That's cute. All right, well, here's back to another cat one. An event coming up in Winnipeg this weekend is a massive celebration of the feline variety.
We'll have our feline-centric market, so all of our vendors are going to have cat-themed items, either for their cats or cat-themed merch for themselves or their home. Our rescues are going to be there. We'll have 7 rescues. They'll all have cats available for adoption.
Cat furniture, treats, and feline fashion will be on display at Meow Mania Expo.
I love the name.
Yeah, there's a kids corner photo booth, and of course proceeds will be going to a raffle that will be benefiting local rescue shelters. The organizers say many Winnipeg events are geared towards dogs, and it's time to get the cats a moment in the spotlight.
Okay, sure. Why not?
You're like, okay.
Why not? Hey, I know that a lot of athletes are rich out there. This is the first billionaire, and it comes from the world of football, or soccer, as we call it here. Bloomberg says Cristiano Ronaldo has joined that exclusive club. Oh, my goodness. The merchandising around these soccer players is just incredible. There you go. There you go. That's our Your Morning Saskatchewan for today. We'll be back with you first thing tomorrow. Enjoy your Thursday.